This is Sky Sports 3, live.
Borough have been having a terrible time in the league, but they're a different proposition in the Cup, as Newcastle found out in the last round. Becker gets up highest. It's White. It's Middlesbrough in front. Ginola. It's a great effort by Ginola. Albert screaming for it to be played in early. Shearer in behind him. Tries the chip and it wasn't bad, but it was so good. Juninho. Brilliant skill. What would you expect from this fella? Ravanelli. Beck well played. Juninho. Danger here for Newcastle. Yes! And was that result another nail in Kevin Keegan's managerial coffin?
Come on, you!
Doubtless that subject will have been discussed on the way to the North East by these Liverpool fans. But they've got more important things at the top of their agenda. The Twin Towers are in sight again, and they know it. Our live football tonight comes from Middlesbrough's Riverside Stadium. It's the Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final between the Borough and Liverpool. It kicks off at 7:45. We'll go there shortly. But first, the season's big story. Kevin Keegan's decision today to walk out on Newcastle United. We're joined by Barry Venison, one of his first signings at St James's Park. Barry, Kevin Keegan says he's gone because he felt he couldn't take Newcastle United any further. Do you think that tells us the whole story?
I don't think so. I think it'll take a while if it ever comes out. I think there's a lot more than one factor involved here. We all know that Kevin Keegan's a devout family man, and obviously if this word keeps coming up, pressure, stress, if that's affecting him so badly, that's affecting his family and probably more specifically his own health. And I think that's, you know, we're getting somewhere close to the truth.
We will never forget these pictures last season at Anfield when they met Liverpool in that fabulous 4-3. But I wonder what that took out of him on the night. I wonder what the various campaigns down the seasons have taken out of him in general. More and more in recent weeks, he has looked a little flatter, a little more tired, a little more anxious and un-Keegan-like. Would you agree?
Well, we all enjoyed that game, didn't we? Everybody enjoyed that game apart from Kevin Keegan, because that game virtually broke his heart. Fantastic game to watch, but I think it's the pressure that managers, especially top level, especially high-profile clubs like Newcastle, it's a pressure that they impose on themselves. I mean, all the decisions that Kevin Keegan's made the last 4.5, 5 years have been for the benefit of Newcastle United. You can see the turmoil involved in the games, the decisions he's got to make, who to bring on, who to pull off. His hair's got slightly grey as the years have gone by. He's looked a little bit more gaunt. And
well, we last saw him at Charlton at the weekend, of course, in the third round cup tie. He made a brief appearance afterwards at a press conference and was asked about a story on the day concerning his resignation.
This morning to see, maybe you haven't seen some of these headlines.
I'm here to talk about the game. You know the guy who wrote that. End of story.
Well, Kevin doesn't give the press or whoever wrote the story any credibility at all. Now, maybe there's a little bit more credibility involved there than he gave it. You know,
well, that was Kevin at a press conference post-match. He was asked about the game, I think, the first question, the second, anything in it, and he's walked away. Was that another sign of the stress?
I think so, because they've obviously touched the nerve there. There's obviously something that's been going through his mind. This decision that he's made hasn't been made in the last night, the last 2 nights. This decision's been coming on, and if he's in a irate state there, then it's bound to affect him. And you can see that's not the Kevin Keegan. That's not the man who comes on television and beams to the nation, who's got a lovely personality coming across. That's not the real Kevin Keegan.
In your opinion, what should Newcastle United do now?
Well, I think they've got to go for a proven manager. I mean, the only man who's going to make that decision, no doubt, is Sir John Hall. He's got loads of options. He can promote from within. He can take Peter Beardsley on. You know, his name's going to crop up, no doubt. He's got Arthur Cox there, Terry Mack, Mark Lawrenson. They've got a lot of managerial experience there, whether in the hot seat or number twos. So there's a lot of people around there. There's going to be loads of speculation. Me, personally, I would go for a proven man with a great track record in Kenny Dalglish.
Someone who has previously won the title,
Yeah,
and you
definitely.
believe would do so at St James's Park.
Well, he's won it as a player, and he's won it when he's been sat on the bench, and I just think he's the right man for the job. But like I said, Sir John Hall's the man. Oh, he could go the other route. He could go, which is the current trend at the minute, the continental route. Sir John Hall's got great aspirations for the European front. We know he wants to get in there and be a success. The name Johan Cruyff's cropped up.
But for you, it's Dalglish.
I think Dalglish is the man for the job.
Let's go to the Riverside Stadium and get some reaction from Roy Evans. Once again, that word pressure cropped up when we spoke to him earlier.
There can be tremendous pressure. Everybody does expect these days for their team supporters. Everybody concerned with every club expects them to be successful, and there can only be a few successful clubs every year. And that does put pressure on. And you know, I'm very sorry to see Kevin go, because I think he's been a great advert for British football. His team have played some fantastic football to watch, and the only thing that would upset him, and probably even me, I mean, I wish he'd won something, because what he's put into this game deserved that.
That's a nice tribute. Do you think he will come back into the game at some stage, Roy?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's impossible to say that when he's just gone out now. He'll be looking to get a break, because it is a stressful job. There's no doubt about that. He'll come back looking more like them younger guys again, and not like those old fellas.
That's for certain. We haven't heard the last of Kevin Keegan. Let's get our minds on the game tonight. Middlesbrough against Liverpool, who have all sorts of injury problems, Barry. They don't have any Barnes tonight, nor Collymore, nor Ruddock.
Yep.
What would you expect from the game this evening?
Well, I think we'll expect Liverpool to play the normal way, but I certainly think John Barnes will be a big miss. They have got a decent squad. They've got quality players to come in. They've moved Jason McAtee into midfield to replace him, I believe. I think it's a bonus that Robbie Fowler's managed to shrug off the little ankle knock that he's had. It's important that he's up front. They couldn't trust without Stan Collymore there. But I don't think he can write Middlesbrough off. I mean, they've got Ravanelli's the top goal scorer in this competition with 7, and he likes this competition. He likes playing at home. He loves scoring goals, you know, at Middlesbrough. But
Are you saying Middlesbrough win then?
no, I'm not saying that. I think it'll be a lot closer than people think. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw. I think a lot depends on whether Juninho sparkles tonight. He loves this kind of game when it's open and flow and he gets a little bit of time. So I think Middlesbrough will be looking for a lot from him.
It promises to be a cracking tie. Let's go to the Riverside one more time to join our match commentators tonight, Andy Gray and Alan Parry.
Well, the bombshell of Kevin Keegan's resignation has obviously been the major talking point here in the North East today, but even that hasn't overshadowed a tie that has been eagerly anticipated ever since the draw was made 6 weeks ago now. In fact, we were up here that night, Andy, when we saw Middlesbrough upset the form book by beating Newcastle. Can they do the same again tonight and upset Liverpool?
Well, there's no doubt they can. I think that's the simple answer to that, Alan. Whether they will or not, the next 90 minutes will reveal all. But I think it's going to be a wonderfully passionate affair. I think it will be a game where, I was going to say, to borrow one of Richard's phrases, you can guarantee goals. You can never guarantee goals. I think what we can guarantee are chances will be created. Whether they'll be taken, I don't know. But I never ever often say this, but I don't expect it to finish 0-0.
Let's have a look at the teams then. Middlesbrough's main concern was the fitness of Juninho, who missed the FA Cup win here against Chester because of a thigh strain. But the Brazilian has recovered and takes his place alongside Fabrizio Ravanelli. In defence, Steve Vickers has shaken off a knee injury, and back into the side is Curtis Fleming, who himself has only just returned from injury. Borough are bidding to reach the semi-finals for only the 3rd time in their history.
Yeah, I think Brian Robson had a question whether he would go man for man. Curtis Fleming was the one who I think might do that. Now, they're going to go 3 at the back and 2 wing-backs to start with. But if McManaman is causing them severe problems, then watch for Curtis Fleming being moved and going in to do a man-for-man, and then Cox, Vickers, White and Blackmore forming a back 4. But that's something that will only happen if McManaman is having an effect on the game. Ahead of that, Juninho, we've got up alongside Ravanelli, but don't be surprised to see him drop off the front, get into that little hole, get on the ball, and influence the game the way he did against Newcastle here 6 weeks ago.
Well, Liverpool, who fielded the same 11 so often this season, are forced to make several changes tonight. Neil Ruddock is still injured. Dominic Matteo deputises. Stan Collymore has the flu. Patrick Berger takes his place. But the biggest blow is the loss of John Barnes, who misses a game for the first time this season. And his likely replacement, Jamie Redknapp, also has a hamstring injury. So Roy Evans has switched Jason McAteer into the centre of midfield and brings in Rob Jones for his first game since last season's FA Cup final.
Yeah, it's almost like for like with formations. Very familiar looking back trio. Right, Matteo Barb, there's one or two injuries, but what a formidable looking side that still is. Rob Jones, Bjornaby as wing backs. I do expect Berger not to play up top. I think he'll drop off maybe that left side. McManaman will operate, I think, a little bit more to the right. And you'll find McAteer and Thomas, particularly Thomas, doing the holding job. But watch for McAteer. The one thing that he will give them is drive and energy, box to box in that midfield area.
Out of sight of 30,000 crowd inside the River Stadium, and down below in the corridors of the stadium, Mark Wright ready to lead the Liverpool team out here. Liverpool, who dominated this competition in the 1980s. In fact, they reached 5 finals in 7 years. They've actually only been as far as the final once in the last 10 years. That was in 1995 when they beat Bolton Wanderers 2-1. Jason McAteer, who you caught sight of a moment ago, was, of course, playing for Bolton that day. Troubled times for Borough in the Premiership, but they certainly come to life in the Coca-Cola Cup. Newcastle beaten here in the previous round. Could it be Liverpool's turn tonight? The 2 league games between these two produced no fewer than 12 goals, and there's surely another classic in prospect tonight. Stay with us for Middlesbrough against Liverpool.
To celebrate a year of soccer excellence, a star-studded lineup is coming to Sky Sports. Live from the Wembley Conference Centre, your soccer heroes will be presented with awards that pay tribute to their dedication and achievement. The worlds of showbiz and sport come together for this glittering celebration. Don't miss the excitement as the winners are announced and the personalities who thrilled and entertained us receive their acclaim. The Panasonic Sky Sports Soccer Awards 1996, Sunday at 8:30 live on Sky Sports 1.
Kellogg's Sustain, with its special combination of micronutrients, is the only cereal specifically designed for sportsmen. Serve after serve after serve. And that winning blend of light flakes, juicy raisins, almonds, and apple does help keep you going every morning. Go the distance with Kellogg's Sustain. Remember when Spurs did this and that to Man United?
It is 4-1 to Tottenham.
Then you'll know that a lot changes in a year.
He can smile, and I don't know how.
As Spurs falter, United's big guns are finding their form. Now can the ice-cool Everson lead his team from the doldrums, or will United's own Norwegian hero shine the brightest?
To add insult to injury,
Ford Super Sunday starts at 3 on Sky Sports 1. Just part of a great weekend of football on Sky Sports.
Coming up this Saturday from Sky Sports, over on Sky Sports 1, as part of a night of big-time boxing, Colin McMillan against Paul Ingle. McMillan defending his British featherweight title against the Yorkshireman. One of 5 championship fights on a big-time boxing special Saturday night. This evening on Sky Sports 3, it's Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final time, Middlesbrough against Liverpool, and at the Riverside, our match commentators Andy Gray and Alan Parry.
Richard, welcome back to Teesside. No club has a better League Cup record than Liverpool. 5 times winners, 7 times finalists. They share both those records, in fact, with Aston Villa. And if Liverpool win tonight, or at least come through this quarter-final, then they will also equal Villa's record of 10 appearances in the semi-finals. The referee is Graham Poll from Hertfordshire. But unlike his notorious date Reading on Saturday, no problems with the pitch tonight, even though the Riverside Stadium, surprisingly, does not have undersoil heating. The pitch covers and the hot air blowers have certainly done their job. The playing surface, perfect. Well, I think, as everyone has been saying, it's difficult with any certainty to predict goals in this game, but no one is expecting a 0-0 draw tonight. Liverpool in their change strip, I'll call it cream, manufacturers, a rather posher word for it. Middlesbrough in the red shirts and white shorts, defending the goal to our left. We expect to see Fleming adopting a man-for-man role against Steve McManaman, and a few teams have done that in recent weeks, notably Sheffield Wednesday at Anfield, and had a great deal of success from that particular tactic, Andy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen early. I would be surprised if that actually happens. I think what Brian Robson's plan is to go in with a settled formation. They're at home. They're the team that will be going forward to say, OK, then we'll go and impose ourselves on the game. And I think he's going to play Fleming in that left side at the moment, Clinton Blackmore on the right. And I think only if McManaman causes some problems individually, will then Fleming be told to go and pick him up.
Ravanelli getting the little touch on, and Bab helping it back to David James. Certainly a great deal of secrecy surrounding Middlesbrough's formation, as much as the actual 11 personnel tonight, and no one seemed quite sure exactly what Brian Robson had in mind, apart from Brian Robson, of course.
Well, there's no doubt Brian Robson. I spoke to Brian earlier, and he toyed with the idea of going man for man. It played a lot in his thoughts. But you really need special players, and not only that, the other 10 need to not lose their shape. I think he felt being at home will go and do what we're good at.
Ball staying in here for Ravanelli. Tried to pick out Juninho and did so, but the little Brazilian, for once, got his technique all wrong.
Yeah, just sat up just as he hit it. The new haircut from Fabrizio Ravanelli. Rather sharp. But they do well here. They work the position, they get the ball, and he doesn't just play aimlessly. He has a little look around, Ravanelli. It just sits up just as he hits it.
Missed the FA Cup tie here against Chester with a thigh injury. He's been here just over a year now. And he, of course, was the man who really sparked it all off, the overseas revolution, if you like, on Teesside. But Ravanelli and the others have joined so dramatically. Referee Paul saw a little incident then involving Phil Babb and Ravanelli, and has just had a word off the ball, so to speak, between those two. Eric White. This is Fleming. Middlesbrough beating Newcastle here in the previous round, and they've been in tremendous form in the competition this season. This is the competition, in fact, that's really brought them to life. They've won all 5 ties in the Coca-Cola and the FA Cup this season, and averaged almost 5 goals a game. And faced with defenders as ever, finds help from Bjornaby, and that's a good ball in by Bjornaby. McAteer's in a good position, and a fine save as Rob Jones announced his arrival back on the scene.
Well, that would have been a fairy tale return for Rob Jones. It's sat up beautifully for him. No wonder why midfield area is so empty, Middlesbrough. Brian Robson will be looking at players. Why wasn't it filled in? Why wasn't anyone around Jones? Hit the shot well enough.
There's Thomas, who in the absence of John Barnes will be the playmaker in midfield, but he'll have to do a little better than that. An inaccurate ball, momentarily giving Middlesbrough possession. Wright hooks it forward, taken down by Cox. This is Derek White. That's a good ball. Ravanelli flicks it on. Bjornaby's clearance. Middlesbrough winning the early challenges here. Good clearance by Babb. McManaman finding Patrick Berger. Good ball for Fowler, and the challenge didn't please the Liverpool players, but referee saw nothing wrong as
No,
Blackmore slid in.
I thought that was okay. I think players' reactions are always good. I wonder for a moment whether he would pull the trigger himself. Such a good left foot. And I think if Robbie Fowler thought he'd been wrong, we would have known about it.
Fleming. Here's Neil Cox, who got a winner's medal with Aston Villa 3 years ago. He came on as a sub in their winning final against Manchester United. Ravanelli. Jones and Wright, the defenders. And in the end, a lovely bit of skill. Juninho. Couldn't quite get it back from Ravanelli. Hanneman brings Liverpool clear with a good ball out to McAteer. And the first-time cross was aimed at Fowler, and it was an important interception by Steve Vickers.
Yeah, it's sat up nicely, so they could just cushion the header. That's why I think Liverpool are a better away side at the moment, Alan, though, than they are at home. Because Middlesbrough push men forward, quite rightly so, because they're at home, because the crowd will will them to go forward. We then see Liverpool, who can break so well with Berger, with McManaman, and I think now, the position he's playing with McAteer, gives them great drive from that area. And I think that's something that Middlesbrough have got to be really careful about. I think when they're set like this, with Liverpool in possession and Middlesbrough set, they'll be happier. It's getting caught in the break that will probably worry Brian Robson more.
Matteo releases it long, but not a very accurate ball, straight to Blackmore. Gets it back from Juninho. Liverpool have lost just once in their last 20 ties in this competition. That was a fourth-round home defeat against Newcastle last season. David James took a risk and might be made to pay for it. He was fortunate that Ravanelli seemed to stub his toe into the ground as he tried to lob the ball from that long distance.
Yeah, I think the keeper was always getting back. But this is a fiercely hit back pass. This is a real test for the goalkeeper. Dominic Matteo doesn't do David James any favour. You can see James's position. He'd have got back. There's no doubt about that. Not Ravanelli's strongest side. He's right either.
Top scorer in the competition. 7 goals in just 3 ties, Ravanelli. Both teams tonight looking to preserve a very good record in this competition. Phil Babb. Fowler making the run in the inside left position. Very calm play.
Keeper didn't do him any favours. I thought Vickers had this covered. Goalkeeper thought, I'll come and knock it. Cox was very cool, very aware, just knocked it straight back.
Ravanelli. Thomas arrived to win it back. Now McAteer. Lay off by Berger to Rob Jones. seen too much of him yet. Musto. Middlesbrough spread the play to Cox on the right. Oh, lovely little ball. Juninho to Blackmore. Free kick goes against Bjornaby.
That was a bit unlucky. Thought Juninho had lost possession to Michael Thomas.
Musto. Good pressure by Robbie Fowler and Craig Hignett, who's a Liverpool-born player. In fact, started his career as an apprentice at Liverpool. Never made it into the first team. And was released and signed for Crewe before coming here. Trying to shake off Bjornaby and wins the throw. Juninho has 3 Liverpool players around him. Emerson lending his help. Perhaps slipped as he got that one clear. Musto winning it back. McAteer. And Liverpool guilty of giving it away. Now Fleming for Middlesbrough. This is better from Liverpool. McAteer tried to help it back to Manaman, but Middlesbrough looking strong at the back.
Well, they look comfortable. They know they've only got Fowler, who's going to play up top tonight, Alan. So the main concern is going to be concentration. The main concern if you're in the back three are runners. Berger, McManaman and McAteer. As long as you're concentrating and you're aware of these people making the runs, then that ain't bad. They've only got Fowler to worry about running off them at the top half.
Middlesbrough, in fact, have the worst defensive record in the Premiership. They've conceded 40 goals, and that's twice as many as Liverpool. What Craig Hignett was trying to do, dummy it through to Ravanelli, but Liverpool read his intentions as well. Steve Vickers, who played much of his career on Merseyside for Tranmere Rovers, 400 games for that before returning to the northeast. That's offside. Fleming. Missed 4 matches with a knee injury, Curtis Fleming, but he made his comeback for 45 minutes here in the FA Cup against Chester on Saturday. Very important player for Middlesbrough. An outstanding game when we saw them beat Newcastle in the previous round. Ravanelli, Juninho. Ravanelli just too far ahead. (16 of the 18 goals that Ravanelli has scored this season have come here at the Riverside Stadium, including, of course, 3 on the opening day back in August against Liverpool in that 3-3 draw. 6 goals as well the next time the teams met in the league at Anfield in December. 5-1 to Liverpool that time, though. Here's Fowler. Berger made an early run, and it was a glorious ball. Berger's done well here and turns it back, and McAteer's shot didn't carry any real conviction.
But that was a ball of a match so far from Robbie Fowler. When you talk about people having a picture, Alan, before the ball arrives at him, that's exactly what Fowler had. Because he's running away from goal. But he knew exactly what was required. He knew Berger had started the run. Berger does his job. He can't go for goal. Looks to just set up one of the players who were backing them up. What was positive there from Liverpool? 2 or 3 had made the ground up to the edge of the box. He doesn't need me to tell him that. But it wasn't over and done with. There was a lot of work needed to be done. It's a bad the work. First of all, he's got to muscle his way. Then he's going to trick past Matteo. And then he's got to beat David James. None of it easy. Strength there. Ability there to drag it. And a fine, fine shot to finish it off. Just the start. Middlesbrough wanted.
And from the man who used to support Liverpool from the Cup. His dad is an Evertonian. He'll have two reasons to be delighted about that strike from Craig Hignett, who was in deep trouble with his manager at the weekend. And he got himself sent off against Chester for disputing a penalty when Middlesbrough were 5-0 up. In fact, the penalty was missed as well, and he's been fined and given a good old Brian Robson telling off for that incident. Well, he's responded in the best possible way, and now the man who might face managerial ticking off is David James.
You have to give credit a little bit. Sorry, I have to give a little bit of credit to Ravanelli, who did put the goalkeeper under a little bit of pressure. He made James kick it when he wasn't really set. So there's another little example of putting people under pressure if you're a forward. You watch James, he wants to get it on his right foot. Suddenly there's Ravanelli. He's rushed. And the rest was all about Craig Hignett. Really, really good football.
Strange thing was that David James had made an almost identical error just a few minutes earlier and got away with it against Ravanelli, who was fouled here by Babb. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Well, we had a tremendous match in prospect. We've got a classic now, and the atmosphere really something special. A little bit of Italian diving, I think, going on there from Ravanelli. David James has got some catching up to do in this game, although in fairness to him, how many times, I'm sure Roy Evans will be the first to say it, as he saved Liverpool this season.
That doesn't matter, Al. That's the goalkeeper's job. All that matters is tonight. And he's made an error.
A very basic one as well. Blackmore swings in the free kick, which was not an easy one to defend. Rob Jones has conceded the corner. Playing his first game since the FA Cup final. He's had a very bad back injury. And the goal scorer, Hignett, will make sure it's a long corner in towards Ravanelli's over his head, and indeed just missed by Vickers. Mustoe battling away with Patrick Berger, and he's beaten him well. But Berger stuck at his job. Not a part of his game you'd normally take notice of, but he did well then. Well, back come Middlesbrough.
It arrived at Steve Vickers, that corner, and I thought he was just going to head this in. He was totally unmarked.
Yornaby gets it clear, and Liverpool under the cosh at the moment. Clayton Blackmore finds Ravanelli. Lovely control on the chest by the Italian. Unlucky that Liverpool get a throw out of that. It wasn't his fault.
But I'll tell you, Roy Evans would be disappointed with the goalkeeper. He'd be disappointed with the marking here. I don't know whether Steve Vickers actually ducked under it, but the space he had was alarming.
And whilst you were watching that, a bizarre back pass which had David James in trouble again. His kicking has been very uncertain in the opening 15 minutes or so here.
Well, he's just committed an error, decided to goal down. The last thing he wants, the goalkeeper, is another iffy back pass.
Hasn't missed a game, David James, since he replaced Bruce Grobbelaar almost 3 years ago now.
Well, that's a crazy throw out, Alan. Absolutely crazy.
This is so unlike Liverpool.
Well, they want to throw it out, and that's admirable, but not on the edge of your own 18-yard box.
Man takes them into the right area of the field. Fowler gets it back to him. It's a lovely little return ball. And as McAteer charged forward as well, Liverpool were in a threatening position then, all right.
Great play from Emerson. This is when the midfield player earns his corn. He could easily have stopped there, but he kept going, and how important that was for Middlesbrough. Goals bring games to life. This one has been.
Tennyson gets the corner away. Yornaby did well to reach the loose ball. And now he's given it away. Juninho go on with Middlesbrough in possession with Juninho. This is Neil Cox. Vickers. What a start here for Middlesbrough. Liverpool looking unsettled at the back. And the lack of confidence has come from a very, very strange start to the game by David James. Remember when he first came into the Liverpool side, Andy, he did have a few horrors then, didn't he? But he's almost like turned the clock back in the first 20 minutes here.
Goalkeepers often make mistakes, Alan. It's the one position where if you do make an error, it isn't half magnified. Thinking about the goal and the goal scorer. I've been with Peter Reid most of the day, the Sunderland manager, and he picked me up and brought me to the match. He's here tonight, just before the game, but 20 minutes before it. He said, I fancy a bet tonight. I'm going to put a few bob on Craig Hignett to get the first goal at 16-1. The money goes to money, eh?
His shares came up at Sunderland, and now his bet has come up as well. But at the moment, nothing's coming up very rosy for Liverpool, who are looking extraordinarily nervy at the back and haven't really got flowing in an attacking sense. They're yards offside when they do.
What they've done quite well, Middlesbrough as well, Alan, is since the goal in particular, when the back three have got it, and we all know how Liverpool want to pass it around, they want to play it. I always think if you're prepared to be brave and gamble and actually put the back three under pressure and ask them questions, you might just win the ball. And the attacking throw. Well, that's a free kick, no doubt about that. And when you look at that, how often have we seen Liverpool dominated possession-wise?
Almost in trouble again then, as Matteo tried to get the ball back to James and Juninho got between them. Here. Right.
That's good. This is what I mean about pressing them. This is asking them questions, making them play under pressure. Yeah, Liverpool do it ever so well as anyone. They lost the goal at Chelsea when Chelsea did the same thing, a slack pass from Michael Thomas. Here we are again. It's the same again. Get away with it. But that's the way Liverpool play. That's the gamble that they run.
Well, Middlesbrough's game plan is obviously to hustle and hassle Liverpool with every opportunity, even deep inside their own half. At the moment, it's working extraordinarily well.
When it doesn't work, though, Alan, you get picked off. When Liverpool are firing or playing, when the front men go and close the back three, pop, 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 2 or 3 passes, you're picked off. You're out the game. Suddenly Liverpool are at your back 4, your back 3. Tonight, so far, and I say so far, it's all about Middlesbrough and New York.
Liverpool have got to try and settle and regain their composure here. They've been rattled and shaken by this start by Middlesbrough, who lead by the Craig Hignett goal. There's Emerson. Picked on by Hignett to Ravanelli. This kind of football in the Premiership, in which they've had only 1 win in their last 15 games and slipped to 3 places off the bottom. Liverpool the leaders. Juninho almost released Ravanelli then. It was a very timely reception by Matteo, but again Middlesbrough have won it back inside the Liverpool half. At the moment, Ryan Robson is well ahead. Now Thomas gives it away again. Middlesbrough can't believe the amount of possession they're getting here.
Well, I think they've earned it. I think you earn the right to keep the football. And at the moment, Middlesbrough have earned the right to keep a hold of it.
Shout from the crowd for handball against Mark Wright, but referee Paul was only yards away and waves play on. McAteer to Rob Jones. Thomas. Liverpool trying to settle into their normal passing rhythm again at the back.
It's hard for them though. Look at that pressure. McAtee's under from Musto. I think Robbo's done well because they've dropped Juninho back off as well, Alan, when they lose possession. So they're actually flooding the central area of the pitch with red shirts. And that makes it difficult.
Well, it'll demand a high level of concentration and stamina from Middlesbrough to keep this going for 90 minutes.
Well, it will if it stays 1-0. If they get another 2 or 3, I think they might relax a bit.
Robbie Musto, one of the unsung heroes in this team of expensive stars and massive transfer fees. Juninho. Ravanelli. Juninho again, that's a good ball. Huge appeal from the home supporters as Craig Hignett went down under the challenge.
Super football. The build-up was a joy to watch. The length and breadth. I thought Hignett tried to use his body against Rob Jones. That may have influenced the referee. You see how he just tries to ease Rob Jones out the play? That could well have been a free kick the other way. There it is. I think the referee was right then.
Sleet driving into the Riverside Stadium at the moment. But no one is noticing as Middlesbrough have enjoyed a smashing start here 20 minutes before half-time. They're 1-0 up and Liverpool on the attack. Hanneman and Berger. One back by Emerson for Middlesbrough. And it goes to Juninho. He's left one Liverpool defender in his wake. Couldn't quite make the cross. That crossed the line, it did. Corner. Matteo couldn't prevent. Middlesbrough keeping the pressure on.
A lovely break. What a step over on the middle of the pitch from Ravanelli here to release Juninho. But he's a little unlucky. He has a little look around. He's waiting for help. He's waiting for help. And when he was looking, he actually played the ball when he didn't want to.
Well, the previous corner had Liverpool in some trouble, and Vickers might well have got a header on target. Let's see what happens from this one. It's a goal! This time, he was on target. And this time, Middlesbrough are in dreamland. 2-0 up against Liverpool.
That's incredible. Once you get warned at this level about marking, twice when you let it happen, you inevitably get punished. And that's incredible, that that ball should come over and he should be allowed that amount of time and space, not to head it, but to volley it. That ball's dropped to about 2 or 3 feet from the ground. It's not the sweetest volley Steve Vickers will ever hit in his life, but he's a centre-back. It's probably the one he'll enjoy most.
Well, isn't it strange? Derek White scored here against Newcastle. He hadn't scored for a couple of years. Vickers hadn't scored for over a year since he got the winner in Coca-Cola tie, in fact, against Rotherham. And those two centre-backs have done a great deal to keep Middlesbrough very much on the glory trail in the Coca-Cola Cup. What a situation for Liverpool here. 2-0 behind with still 18 minutes of the first half remaining. And you have to say, Middlesbrough fully deserve that lead.
Oh, they're worth it. They are worth it. They're really shaking Liverpool out. As much as any side I've seen shake them this year.
So unlike Liverpool not to heed warnings. David James, having made one mistake with a sloppy kick, made another to give away the first goal to Hignett. Vickers had just missed a header from the previous corner and was left again Andy to score from that one. Liverpool can't say they weren't warned. Ravanelli with a little flick straight to Dominic Matteo. Now Liverpool try and shake themselves back into some kind of form and some kind of belief here. The weather's getting worse, and so is the scoreline for Liverpool. Here's Patrick Berger. It took a terrible deflection. I say terrible, I mean from the goalkeeper's point of view, which could have easily wrong-footed in there.
Had it covered though. Derek White got the block on. He could easily have embarrassed Gary Walsh, but you watch the goalkeeper, he's got this covered. But this is good football from Liverpool. This is what we've come to expect from them this season. That was a lovely flowing move, patient football. And then they spring Berger. say that's it, this game's over, Middlesbrough should win this. Yeah, perhaps they should, I would agree with that. But when you look at their defensive record, you mentioned it. The worst defence is it in the Premiership?
That's right.
I think you need 3 or 4 then to be able to relax.
Now Middlesbrough are always dangerous, but always vulnerable as well. And that will give Liverpool hope, especially as there's still so much time left in this game. Comfortable save in the end from McManaman by Gary Walsh. McManaman trying to urge more effort from his colleagues here. Middlesbrough fans booing. They felt they should have had a free kick in the build-up.
No, I didn't. I thought that was another good decision from the referee.
Early on the run here from Mateo, the defender. And again, David James has misjudged it.
Well, I don't think he's misjudged it, Alan. He's been given another bad pass back. I have to say, the quality of the balls back to the goalkeeper tonight hasn't been at the highest standard. You've got to remember, you passed it back to a goalkeeper, not Franz Beckenbauer at times.
Another corner, danger again for Liverpool then. Emerson got the head to it.
Well, Emerson and Ravanelli both went in. Difficult to see who actually won. The header, Ravanelli was looking for a corner. Referee right on the spot.
Well, Roy Evans has got some rapid reorganisation to do here. Of course, he was disrupted in his team selection by injuries. No Ruddock, no Barnes.
Yeah, John Barnes might be a blow, I'd agree with you. But I think we think Dominic Matteo, who until his injury was the first choice in the centre-backs, there's no real change at the back. And with Berger coming in for Collymore, it's been one or the other most of the season.
Again, Liverpool have carelessly given the ball away. The wind's blowing strongly now. And we have a real cup tie in our hands here. Rather optimistic shot from Clayton Blackmore.
Roy Evans out the track, Alan, I think, was trying to get instructions to Patrick Berger. Seemed to me as if he was trying to indicate that he wants Berger to push further forward. That would make sense to me. Robbie Fowler's facing 3 centre-backs on his own at the moment, and they're quite comfortable. Now, why not stick someone up alongside Fowler to give him a chance?
Well, good fortune came Liverpool's way then when Bab gave it away and Ravanelli was found to be offside.
That's tough. It's close. It's tight. Flag then goes up. I think he's probably right.
The other player Liverpool missing tonight, Collymore, out with flu, but they do have a marvellous squad and they'll get no sympathy. But here's Fowler trying to bring them back into the picture. Fine save. Did really well there, Gary Walsh.
What a run from Fowler. What a ball from Berger. That was a joy to watch, I have to say. It was hardly an inch for error from Patrick Berger. Fowler makes a run right in between defenders. Look at that for a run. And what an absolutely inch-perfect pass from Patrick Berger. Good goalkeeping. Gary Walsh stood big, stood his ground.
Bad. McManaman, that's just too far ahead of him. He did well to keep possession then, find Bjornaby. Now Berger. Marvellous first half it's been for Middlesbrough.
Well, the league game here finished 3-3, opening day of the season now. I've seen nothing yet here to suggest it might not finish that way again.
I'm sure every neutral watching will hope you're right. Another big game coming your way here on Sky Sports. On Sunday, our Super Sunday match is Tottenham against Manchester United. Those two teams meeting again in the Premiership this time. Our programme begins at 3 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. This is the 7th Coca-Cola tie that Middlesbrough have played since they moved to the Riverside Stadium, and they have yet to lose one. for Liverpool here. Mcatier joining in. Vickers got it clear. Scored the second goal, of course, Steve Vickers. Liverpool's football just isn't flowing.
There have been little signs. Once or twice, slipped into gear. We're giving Middlesbrough enough warning, I think, not to be complacent. You know, it's time the front lads would turn around. Well, I suppose Steve Vickers won't say he's a front lad, but certainly the people in the attacking half of the pitch will turn around and say, well, we've done our job. We've given ourselves a platform. Now it's up to, particularly the lads at the back five, midfield players, maybe Robbie Mustoe, people like that, goalkeeper, to see it through.
Mark Wright almost got caught in possession then by Juninho. This is Thomas. There's no question that the strength of Middlesbrough's game at the moment is the way they have stopped Liverpool starting to play from the back.
Yeah, it's a physically demanding game. Brian Robson set his side out to play. But what a start from him. He looks at that clock, he sees 35 minutes on it, he sees Middlesbrough 2 goals to the good.
The decision against Ravanelli didn't look to be accurate from where we're sitting. But the offside free kick has already been taken and Liverpool an attack underway with Babb. Mcatier. This is Wright. Bob Jones down the right flank. Berger. And again, Liverpool guilty of giving it away.
Red shirts, Alan, all over the place. Counted 5 of them within about a 10-yard square. That's a free kick.
And I think it could be a caution as well for Thomas, who's quite clearly pulling back the Middlesbrough's player by the shirt. And I think he's lucky not to get a caution here.
Well, he is lucky. That is a yellow card. That's a bookable offence.
Deciding to swap shirts long before the final whistle there, Michael Thomas. Played in 2 consecutive finals in his Arsenal days, by the way. Thomas, first time, in fact, was against Liverpool when Arsenal won the trophy 10 years ago. Now Vickers, scorer of the second goal. Offside Ravanelli.
Almost. He's threatened 2 or 3 times Fabrizio Ravanelli. He's been caught 3 or 4 times, but I don't think as a manager you try and stop him doing it, stop him making those runs, because one of these times tonight he's going to get it right.
Juninho finds Ravanelli. On his favourite left foot, finds Ignat Juninho. It's one pass too many in the end, but good football from Middlesbrough. Now it's Liverpool's chance to break with Mcatier. Bob Jones thundering forward in support down the right. And here he is. Thomas. Berger. Now Mark Wright for Liverpool. Middlesbrough get bodies behind the ball. Fowler's lost possession. It's a long time since I've seen Liverpool concede possession so cheaply. But that's not giving due credit to Middlesbrough, who have got a free kick for a foul on Ravanelli. Emerson's given it away to Patrick Berger. Quick change of pace by him, but Fleming in the right place to deny him. And Berger gets away with the challenge. It's a bad ball by Fleming, and typically the man with the greatest instinct perhaps of any striker was onto it.
Well, he's quite right to apologise. Curtis Fleming have coped with most things quite comfortably. The last thing Brian Robson wants is one of his defenders playing a casual pass like that back to his goalkeeper. Especially when you've got people like Robbie Fowler around.
Bab under pressure here from Ravanelli. There's a foul by Clayton Blackmore on Bjornaby. Vickers gets up higher than Fowler. Fox's clearance. And Bab again with a rather uncertain ball back. Maggio will have to clean that one up. Without expecting something now every time it goes back to David James. He lets Maggio take over this time. Right. Bab with an opportunity to go forward here. And it almost threads its way through. It does it to Fowler. Bjornaby. Lanneman trying to shake off his marker, who on this occasion was Craig Hignett, who fouled him. Unhappy with the position of the ball. Here he is. And now Liverpool need a goal back before half-time here. They've sent the heavy artillery forward for a free kick. Right and back, edge of the box. And it comes through to Wright, and he's tried to set up Bab. That was an opening certainly for Liverpool. Jones keeps possession, and Emerson in a bit of trouble. Got out of it very acrobatically.
Well, they needed to stop that going in. That was all hands to the pump for Middlesbrough. Big 2 or 3 minutes in this match coming up. Middlesbrough can get to half-time at 2-0. What a boost that would be to them. Liverpool to get one back in the last few minutes. Well, this is really set up. Well, this is the ball that caused the confusion. Great left foot Bjornaby's got, and they don't quite clear it. Matt Wright can't shoot, but he just looks to tee it up for Bab. Ravanelli's a striker, but when you're back defending is what you've got to do.
Bab again for Liverpool. Good ball for Patrick Berger. Good defending.
Best spell in the match for Liverpool this, Alan. Last couple of minutes have been good, sustained pressure. And the crowd know the importance. Of the next couple of minutes. I feel they're up and noisy.
Delighted that corner was so poorly flighted in, straight to Emerson. But Liverpool hunting impacts themselves now, winning it back. There's a good ball for Bjornaby. Blackmore beat him initially, now Hignett with a glorious ball. Ravanelli. Juninho arriving at pace on the far post. And he very nearly picked him out.
Well, I think he might have done if it had been on the other side, coming in on his left foot. Never looked confident, Ravanelli, of being able to find him. It's a great ball. And a willing run from Ravanelli. He has a little look, he knows Juninho's trying hard to get there. He didn't quite have the quality on his right side that he possesses on his left.
Liverpool have looked uncomfortable with all the Middlesbrough corners so far. Here's another one that almost has them in trouble as Cox came flying in this time with a header.
Well, they've won too many things. The marking's not been good enough. It's as simple as that from Liverpool. It's a bread and butter corner. It's an outswinger. It's one that you'll deal with most of the time. But once again, it's a red shirt, it's Neil Cox. He wins the header. I tell you, that's a chance. That's a chance.
Well, the half-time whistle can't come soon enough for Liverpool. Middlesbrough won't want to hear it. They're playing so well, they want this to go on.
I can agree with that, but they want a breather. Trust me, Al, they've put a lot of energy into this first half. Middlesbrough, particularly when they hadn't got the ball.
Clever little ball by Blackmore, then Hignett. Bab gets it back into Middlesbrough territory. Good ball, Cox, Juninho, Ravanelli, glorious football. Juninho. Unlucky if he'd released that then, he had options left and right.
Yeah, Curtis Fleming made a great run. I just don't think Juninho was aware of him. He's a little bit behind, the little Brazilian who probably just didn't see him. I would suggest Fleming didn't shout for it, but in this noise at the moment, no one's likely to hear anything.
And that free kick given for the trip on Emerson. Stoppage time being played now at the end of what's been a memorable first half for Middlesbrough, and it ends with the scoreline showing them 2-0 in front. What a half it's been. Liverpool-born Craig Hignett giving them the lead after a mistake here by David James, who presented the ball straight to him. A lot of work to do after that, but Hignett did it splendidly. And then Liverpool, who always looked in trouble from Middlesbrough's corners, found themselves conceding a second goal, this time centre-back Steve Vickers. A wonderful half for Brian Robson and Middlesbrough. They deservedly go in at half-time, leading Liverpool by 2-0.
A kingdom of honor.
Welcome to Camelot.
I want to marry you.
Surrounded by enemies.
I am the Lord.
Strengthened by courage. Only one thing is powerful enough to destroy it.
I trusted you, loved you, and you betrayed me.
Sean Connery, Julia Ormond, and Richard Gere.
I never believed in anything before. I do believe in Camelot.
The premiere of First Night, 10 o'clock Thursday on Sky Movies. Don't miss First Night, just one of the big premieres this January on Sky's 3 movie channels.
Call 0990 10 20 30 and we'll switch you on.
Sensitive skin? Big Twin Select. The razor for sensitive men.
Deutsche Ingenieure stellen tolle Reifen her. Aber miese Dachterrassen. Continental Tires. German engineering where you need it most on a car.
Never had much luck with relationships. The best I've had is 3 years, and that's with AA car insurance. Just goes to show where a good deal can get you. AA car insurance costs less than I thought.
Call direct on 0800 444 777.
You're late, you're late, you're late, you're late.
Okay, I want pastrami on Bavarian rye, sweet pickle, tomato. Easy on the Dijon, kosher dill and salt.
Excuse me, double decaf hazelnut latte, medium roasted Colombian beans, 2%.
Sirloin hoagie topping, jack cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, capers, and Russian dressing, fresh parmesan and oregano to go.
The new Chrysler Neon, built for the most demanding country in the world.
As part of a big-time boxing special on Sky Sports 1 this Saturday at 8:30, Felix Trinidad defends his world welterweight title against Britain's Kevin Lushing. That's Sky Sports 1 this Saturday at 8:30, a big-time boxing special. 5 championship fights, including 4 world titles. This evening, a rare old tussle between Middlesbrough and Liverpool. Half-time in this Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final, it is Middlesbrough 2, Liverpool 0. And the rest of the match facts suggest that the Borough deserved their lead as well. And an incident-free first half in terms of bookings. Despite the conditions, it's been lashing with rain as well. Action areas dominated by Middlesbrough, the possession dominated by Middlesbrough. They lead by 2-0. In the other quarter-final being played tonight, incidentally, Wimbledon lead at Bolton by 2-0. Barry Venison is our guest tonight. Can you remember seeing a Liverpool performance so littered with errors, Barry?
Very unlike Liverpool. I mean, they're usually solid, composed, pass the ball around well, dictate the pace of the player. But they've been outgunned tonight. They've been put under severe pressure by Middlesbrough, very high up the pitch. And every one of the Liverpool lads have made mistakes, and most critically, David James.
Craig Hignett deserved his goal, didn't he? He battled for what was given to him initially and then taken away. But this wasn't the first time that David James had done that.
No, he got away with one just a few minutes before, but Craig Hignett's done very well. David James, he's got 2 options here, either to boot it or to try and play it through. It was the ball is in the middle of his feet. He's took a gamble, and for somebody who's just made a mistake and got away with it a few minutes before, obviously the wrong decision, but all credit to Craig Hignett. He's brought in his left foot, his weaker foot, and he slashed it in the bottom corner.
Has that been Brian Robson's policy, do you think, to get at them in their defensive third, where they do like to play the ball about?
I think it's obvious that he didn't want Liverpool to settle down on the ball. Yeah, they're missing John Barnes, but they've got a lot of quality in that midfield, a lot of quality up front still with Robbie Fowler and Berger. So there can be a threat if they get the ball down to feet and pass it around the way they want. But Middlesbrough's got the tempo right, they've pushed them and threatened them, and the surface is not ideal. They've put them under pressure and they've got the rewards.
And what do you think Roy Evans would have made of the second that they conceded?
Well, for me, Liverpool they've looked sloppy right throughout the half. And the marking's non-existent. I mean, Mark Wright is probably the most dominant figure they've got at the back tonight.
All right, Reddick isn't playing tonight, but they've started with the 3 that they went into the season with, haven't they?
Well, you talk about the
done
quality
well with for 10, 12 games or so.
Talk about the quality through the side, and I think Andy said right at the top, you know, you look at the lineup, and it looks a very solid back 3 or back 5, whichever way you look at it, but they don't look solid at all tonight, and the picking up in the box was abysmal there.
One opportunity that fell Robbie Fowler's way, created by an exquisite ball here from Patrick Berger.
Yeah, this is it. He's touched it to his left, obviously on his strong foot. Robbie Fowler knows he's looking over his right shoulder, peeling away. It's a fantastic ball. He's got up his feet very well. He's hit it with his stronger left foot. He's tried to hit it with the outside of his foot. I just wonder if he could, being the goal scorer that he am, let it run next to the half yard and had a swing at it with his right foot.
He's been in and out of the side with this ankle injury. We saw him at Southampton. I don't think you were as impressed with him on the day as you have been on many occasions prior to that. Do you think he's right?
Well, I'm impressed with Robbie Fowler as a player, no doubt about it. But on that particular day, he looked to me like a player who hadn't trained all week. And it's difficult for some players, especially people like Robbie Fowler, who the sharpness is so important. I know there's not many people who can do it. Paul McGrath has done it for Villa for years. But his game's not really all about sharpness. His is about organisation and strength. But Robbie Fowler's about finishing and being cute and quick feet. And he didn't quite have it at Southampton. And then maybe he's on a sharp one, he would have took that one away.
It's not often that Gray sticks his neck out and says this game has got goals in it, but he did tonight prior to the start. Also believes that it isn't finished yet. Would you agree with him?
Yeah, because I think Liverpool's got to try and change their approach. I think they've got to try and get the ball further up the field. There's absolutely no way will they knock long balls, but they've got to try and be more positive with the passing. They've looked a little bit tentative with the passing. They haven't been confidently stroking the ball around. Again, Middlesbrough have dominated. An awful lot depends on whether Middlesbrough can maintain this very quick tempo that they came out with the first half.
2-0 then to Middlesbrough in this one at the Riverside. A reminder that Wimbledon are leading in the other quarter-final tonight by 2-0. Okoku and Leonardson the scorers, and in the Scottish Premier it's Celtic 2, Kilmarnock 0, Cadet and McNamara the goal scorers there. Hignett and Steve Vickers have scored for Middlesbrough. They lead at the Riverside by 2-0, but there's a lot of football left in this tie yet. We're back in a moment or so.
Sky 1 at 10. Not news, but drama.
They want to execute you.
The Sharon Rooney case just got very political on James Weiler.
The only way to prevent Van Allen from re-election would be to have him killed.
Jimmy's making such a splash
This is outrageous.
that the big fish are coming to take a look.
Not much of an appetite just now.
And now things are moving fast, even for Jimmy Weiler.
That's what you get for picking a loser case like this one to launch a new career.
Murder 1. The new series continues tonight, 10 o'clock, Sky 1.
This is great! Tony!
I knew you'd come back for the new 106. This is the new Tony. Marry me, Rosie, and we'll take the 106 to Australia. Imagine it. Australia. The most unspoilt land on Earth. Then back to our cosy little Sydney and fill it with little Roses and Tonys. What do you say?
What's the matter? I've just had the most awful thought. So have I.
Peugeot, the drive of your life.
I got a good deal on my home insurance with BA. Him? He's just here to remind you that it's home insurance and not car. AA Home Insurance. Costs less than I thought.
Call direct on 0800 444 777.
As the UK's #1, Lund Poly give more discounts on more holidays than any other travel agent. Lund Poly, a better way to get away.
Maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind.
Ça c'est profond. It's profound. How easily a man can travel directly from the center of London to the very center of Paris or Brussels. The raindrop, as you notice, a race follows the path of least resistance.
Free insurance is now available on selected Peugeot 106 models, including the new special editions, Time and Extra Time.
A fight for the heavyweight championship of the world.
I believe it's going to be the toughest fight of my life.
Scott Welsh
I believe I've got the tools to beat him.
takes on world champion Henry Akinwande.
I'm going to knock him out.
On the same night, Colin McMillan defends his British featherweight title against Paul Ingle. And Britain's Kevin Lushing challenges Felix Trinidad for the IBF welterweight world title. Big time boxing, Saturday night from 8:30 live on Sky Sports 1.
I'm headed for a world title.
Middlesbrough's Riverside Stadium is our venue tonight. The Coca-Cola Cup quarter-final between Middlesbrough and Liverpool, our game. And Middlesbrough lead 2-0 at half-time. And this is how. The first scored by Craig Hignett on the back of an error there by David James. That was 1-0. And very shortly after, with just 26 minutes played, Steve Vickers made it 2-0. So it's a real hill for Liverpool to climb now. The other quarter-final being played tonight, incidentally, Wimbledon are 2 up at Bolton. As we go back to the Riverside to rejoin Andy Gray and Alan Parry.
Thanks, Richard. Welcome back. Liverpool haven't lost an away tie in the League Cup for over 4 years since they were beaten 2-1 at Crystal Palace in a 4th-round replay in December 1992. But the measure of their task here in this second half is obvious. Not only are they 2-0 behind, but they are playing well below their normal standard. And that, sadly, includes goalkeeper David James. Middlesbrough, who made 1 or 2 interesting changes tonight, leaving out Mikel Beck, the Danish international striker, who's been a fixture in the side since he finally got his clearance from his previous club in Germany. But it's worked perfectly, and tactically, Brian Robson is winning the battle, and Middlesbrough are winning the football match, but Liverpool have won the ball straight from the kickoff. To no avail.
Well, I think we'll see the man in picture, Patrick Berger. Alan operate far further forward in this second half. I think it's got to be his job to get up, stay up with Fowler. McManaman, I think, will be almost central to go either right or left in support of the front two.
Here's Juninho. And Rob Jones plays the ball against him. Done well tonight, Rob Jones, when you think he's only had a couple of reserve games. He's a naturally fit sort of player, but it's a long, long time, 8 months since he last figured in the senior team. Teams met here on the opening day of the season in the Premiership. Liverpool were ahead 3 times in that game, and each time Middlesbrough pegged them back. Well, now Liverpool facing a very different situation tonight, and still not finding the true measure of their passing game.
He was a little unlucky, Fowler. That was certainly the ball on. That was the opening. I think they've gone a little bit central too much. I know they like to pass the ball about. The way that Middlesbrough flooded that central area with red shirts, there would be some space, a little bit of space wide.
Teams have met only twice before in the League Cup. Both times Middlesbrough were at home, and they managed 1 win each. In fact, the last time they met 16 years ago, Liverpool won 4-1 at Ayresome Park, went on to win the Coca-Cola Cup, or the League Cup as it was then, and the League Championship, and Middlesbrough in fact were relegated that season. Mark Wright's clearance. One back by Clayton Blackmore, who's had a good, steady, solid game in midfield tonight for Middlesbrough. Cox gets it away. Touched on by McManaman. And Thomas at full stretch has given it away to Emerson. Lovely little return ball, and back it goes to Emerson. Danger here for Liverpool. Oh, marvellous effort, but just didn't get it quite accurate enough.
Yeah, what football. What football. Absolutely superb. One-touch stuff. The one-touch from Ravanelli. The one-touch from Hignett. The great run from Emerson. And all that lack was a finish. You know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get David James to go to ground. Well, he did that part of it. He got the keeper to go to ground. He couldn't get it straight over him.
Well, it shows you what a knife edge this game is on for Liverpool. A 3rd Middlesbrough goal, and surely even Liverpool wouldn't get back from that. Patrick Berger is McManaman, the man who surely can lift them back into the picture here. You want to be. And a disappointing cross gives Middlesbrough the goal kick. He wanted a corner. The referee was having none of it.
Wasn't convincing, was he? That was a please give us a corner. I think you're right. I think next goal in this game holds the key. I mean, it might well stay 2-0 in this second half arm, but you know, I just have a feeling it won't. But if Liverpool were to get the next one and force it back to 2-1, you know, one or two nerves might start jangling in Middlesbrough shirts. Middlesbrough, on the other hand, were to go 3 ahead, well, you just feel that might just be too much, even for Liverpool to claw back.
Fleming hits it long, but straight onto the chest of Mark Wright. McAteer, a strange ball, played it in behind Phil Babb. Manaman, probably a little back leader to Thomas. He again is forced into an area he didn't want to go. Now McAteer. Berger to Jones. It's a good return ball. Fowler. Again. Middlesbrough so quick in the challenge. Emerson wins it back. Juninho has possession. What's a terrific run by Juninho. Couldn't quite produce the cross.
Some lovely football on show tonight in attacking areas. That again was a joy to watch. Juninho's wonderful run. Ravanelli didn't have help him with his run off the ball. Great forward running from him to create the opening for the little Brazilian.
And again, Liverpool have lost possession in their own half. How often have we said that tonight? And how unusual that statement is. It's all a bit tight there for Cox. He got out of danger superbly. It was only the fact that Ravanelli slipped that it didn't turn into an opening.
Yeah, he might have slipped there, but he didn't have to contribute to Juninho's chance. Look at his run across, it drags Babb. And that leaves the opening for Juninho to drive into. He's a little bit unlucky. He got a little bit wider than he wanted.
Emerson doing well to keep the ball in play here, and then a glorious bit of skill to try and run foot Rob Jones, who's brought him down. Welcome back to the top level for Rob Jones.
He's got phenomenal skill, Emerson. Watch this again. Drag back there. And he's not happy with that. Drag back there. Let's have a couple of them.
This is a really dangerous position for Liverpool. It goes towards Ravanelli, and the header was on the near post by that man Vickers again. They were transfixed by Ravanelli, but it never reached him.
Well, there's not so much bad marking here. They're just Bjornaby's a front screen, if you like, and he's just not tall enough to meet the cross. That was just quality of delivery. Nothing wrong with the marking of Vickers. They couldn't have had him more tightly marked.
Ravanelli's offside here. Well, far from retreating into their shell and trying to repel Liverpool, Middlesbrough have started where they left off.
Well, Middlesbrough's strengths as a football team lie in the attacking front. I don't see any reason why Brian Robson should have said to his side, sit back and protect this lead. He certainly won't want anything foolish. He'll always have his 3 centre-backs in place. I'd be amazed if he didn't have. And when you supplement that with the 2 wing-backs, Blackmore and Fleming, who have really done a good job for him tonight, he'll keep those 5 and say, you're my defenders. And if we can get another one with the talents that we've got ahead of you, then good enough. But let's not concede. And that would have been the order of the day at half-time for Middlesbrough.
Calm defending between Derek White and goalkeeper Gary Walsh. Lazio did well to win that back from his own mistake. This is where Liverpool have been given a bumpy ride. They're normally used to teams backing off deep inside their own half like that, but not Middlesbrough tonight. Thomas. And I guess it's only when he's not in the side you realise what a valuable contribution John Barnes makes to just stringing it all together for Liverpool. McAteer. Now Jones. Berger. Shaken off by Wright, but Liverpool keep going. Fleming is the defender here. And a little nudge from Jones. Liverpool's throw.
could race that on this right-hand side. What a contest that would be. 50-yard dash. Jones is quick, so is Fleming.
And Fleming determined as well, but Liverpool have another throw. Lovely skill from McManaman. Solid defending by Craig Hignett. Jones now for Liverpool. McAteer, Thomas. The layoff by Fowler was a bit short, and Middlesbrough have possession back with Juninho. Ravanelli ahead of him.
They'll get booked, Robbie Fowler. Alan for that.
Yeah, well spotted by the referee.
He gave the ball away, Robbie Fowler. He's a little bit unfortunate. It's more clumsy than anything, but you can tell the way Graham Paul was making his way to him that the card was coming out. Wasn't a great deal sinister about the challenge. It was just clumsy.
The referee tried to let Middlesbrough have an advantage. When it didn't happen that way, he came back and gave them the free kick and cautioned Fowler. Cox now for Middlesbrough. Ravanelli. Hignett might have used his hand then, I suspect he did. Supporters here have had so many disappointments in league games this season, thoroughly enjoying their club's run in the Coca-Cola competition and believing now that a semi-final is almost within their grasp. Fowler for Liverpool. It's a good ball. And he couldn't quite take it, McAteer. It was up at chest height. Hignett's given it away to Babb. Now Bjornaby. Thomas. McManaman just ahead of him. Jones trying to tempt the defender. He'll have none of it. McManaman using his lovely quick skills and finding Jones again. Thomas is in a good position on the near post. The deflection could easily have fooled goalkeeper Walsh off right.
Well, what an extravagant own goal that might have been. The ball's going into an area that's so difficult to defend, Alan. Played between defenders and goalkeeper. It's a horrible area to defend. Derek White happy to see that drift wide.
Fine catch by Gary Walsh.
Yeah, and quite right. Cool that he says. Juninho made a run. He wanted the ball delivered early. Gary Walsh quite rightly saying no.
And just noticing that Robbie Fowler was lurking with intent behind him, a la Gary Crosby, wasn't it, all those years ago? Well, it looked like a bit of hesitation there between Matteo and David James. Liverpool get away with it this time. Bill Babb. Clearance by Vickers. Thomas. Can he spark Liverpool back into life here? It's been a very substandard performance from them, but an excellent display by Middlesbrough so far. Thomas again for Liverpool. Back. Those two linking, but not making much progress. Now McAteer. A good run by McAteer. Berger, Fowler, Fleming with the clearance. Matteo makes a long run from the back. This is unusual territory for him. That's a foul, surely.
Oh, a lovely enterprising run. Dominic Matteo, after he intercepted the ball, his momentum was always going to carry him forward. We just wondered whether he was going to not pass the buck, but look for someone to play it to. Never entered his mind.
Bjornaby and McAteer over the ball.
made for a right foot on that side.
McAteer produces the shots.
Well, I can watch it. The idea was right. Set it way, way wide of the goal, but too wide for the ball ever to be coming back that far. It's never going to curl back from there.
Strange thing is, the only goals he's ever scored for Liverpool have all come in cup ties, all in the FA Cup. 3 goals, all in the same competition. Beaten to it by Juninho, all 5'5" of him, to the delight of the home fans then. Coming up to an hour of the game completed, and Middlesbrough, you have to say, comfortably in the lead at the moment.
This game's not over with them. I don't think it is anyway.
Manaman for Liverpool on the run. The rash challenge by Emerson, and the free kick already taken by Liverpool. Manaman again, forced across the field. It's Mark Wright who's coming to an advanced position. Loses possession. Now Juninho. Ravanelli in support. On it goes to Juninho. Totally unmarked. Bob Jones did well to get that goal side of him. Liverpool are trying to attract the referee's attention. I think they want to make a change here. Looks like Mark Kennedy who's coming on.
That makes sense, Alan. I think they'll probably go to a back four now. In fact, there's not a doubt about that. With Ravanelli just the only one up, and the scoreline the way it is, there's no point in having 3 centre-backs back there. I think Bab might be the one that goes to, I don't know, left back, will he? Or will it just be straight swap with Kennedy just playing that left wing back area?
We shall see in a moment as Ravanelli takes Middlesbrough forward. Emerson knew that was going to be their throw, just allowed the ball over the line. Juninho, glorious little flick. Even Emerson didn't read that one. Now then, Liverpool guilty of giving it away again, but Blackmore happy just to keep the ball at this end of the field. They're trying to play it inside the defender to Fowler. The clearance was by Walsh. Kennedy has taken up that position in the outside left row, if you like. As Bab charges forward and gives the substitute his first touch. Cost £2 million a couple of years ago from Millwall. Mark Kennedy, one for the future. McManaman. Jones. Well, that was a lovely little flip there by McManaman in the middle, but nothing came of it.
He's unlucky. I think he might have actually tried to take it and turn himself. Oh, and I'm not so sure he was looking for anyone. It's not the best cross in, but as it dropped to Steve McMahon, I think he just tried to drag it round for himself. He's looking to turn onto it. It was a difficult one to control. But certainly Kennedy's very advanced.
Ravanelli's layout just a bit too strong for Fleming, who wasn't expecting it. Liverpool get that one goal that will give them hope and maybe make Middlesbrough rather more nervous than they are at the moment. The home side with a degree of control over this match, even though they will be the first to realise that against Liverpool they never really had control. unless you're a lot further ahead than 2-0. Kennedy. It's a great little layoff. Bam. Fowler skipped over the challenge well. And here's Berger and McManaman in the middle. Liverpool have got the goal back.
Well, I told you this game wasn't finished. They played really well second half, Liverpool. They've asked questions. It's a lovely goal. Great touches, lovely football. Look at McManaman. He knows where he wants it. He's in ahead of Curtis Fleming. And if the ball's played right, there's nothing Fleming can do about it. Lovely football. Great ball in. All it needs is a touch. Wide of the goalkeeper. McManaman must score.
And early on in the move, the substitute Mark Kennedy played a beautiful little ball to set Liverpool on their way. Now we have a tie and a half. It's all about Middlesbrough's nerve now, I guess. They've got a free kick, a foul on Emerson. Well, we always thought the next goal in this game was going to be crucial, and it's Liverpool who have it. Here's Ravanelli meantime. And suddenly Liverpool's chests look broader, they look taller, they look more confident, they're striding more purposefully. That's the effect a goal can have on a team. Rob Jones to Robbie Fowler. Decision against Emerson, handball. Liverpool as usual in a hurry to get the free kick taken. Thomas, Jones, McManaman, the goal scorer. Bam. McManaman there again, but dispossessed by Musto. And suddenly the emphasis has changed here, and it's Liverpool enjoying possession and finding their men with the more normal accuracy, but Berger is offside here.
Well, we talked about the pressure they put on Middlesbrough. They dominated the first half, Middlesbrough, but just look at that, Alan. 40% of the action in that defensive third of Middlesbrough's. That's the reason why the scoreline is now 2-1.
Is there any reason why the game has changed so dramatically?
No, there's not. I think there's a little bit at half-time. I know what footballers are like. There was one once a long time ago. And mentally, Middlesbrough might just have thought at half-time as they come out the players, you know, let's protect what we have. I'm sure that wasn't Brian Robson's instruction. And they've given Liverpool a little bit of the initiative to come forward. But to be fair to Liverpool, they've upped their game. They've upped the tempo. The Mark Kennedy change was a good one from Roy Evans. Again, it's another example of a manager earning his money, making a change, and a good one, and a positive one at the right time.
Here's McAteer. Jones. Berger's got a bit of space and should have done better there, really. White gets it clear, but every loose ball now seems to go to a Liverpool player. Ravanelli and White collide. White used his arms to hold the Middlesbrough man back and can't really complain about that.
Seems a bit strange, doesn't it? See Michael Thomas haul back Janino by the shirt. First half, get away with it. Mark Wright just does pull him back a tad, but nothing to the way Thomas did, and gets a yellow card.
That is the inconsistency of referees.
I'm glad you said that.
Jones wins a good header there against Fleming. And now Vickers for Middlesbrough.
It's offside.
Janino offside. I suppose these are the moments when all the old self-doubts start creeping in for Middlesbrough's players. No reason why. They played exceptionally well for most of this game. But suddenly they'll be thinking now, how long to go? There's a long time to go is the answer. 22 minutes, a quarter of the game. Vickers gets it clear. This time only as far as Kennedy. It's a good ball in. McManaman in a good position again. Didn't quite reach him. Thomas tries to keep possession, and Liverpool do just that. Bad.
Those are a couple of words, or 3 words you've never used an awful lot first half. And Liverpool keep possession. That's been a major difference. Some tired legs, if I mention the fact it's a physical, demanding game. A part of the play that is set out Middlesbrough. Now just once or twice. They're going and pressing the ball. Sometimes not quite as a team they were in the first half. Liverpool now just picking out 1 or 2 spare players, 1 or 2 areas that can exploit. This is going to be a fascinating last quarter.
Challenge there by White. And that's given Liverpool a free kick.
Well, he follows McManaman all the way across. I thought he got an awful lot on the ball. I think that was a little bit kind by the referee.
Thomas. Babb, who's getting more and more into advanced positions now. Kennedy. That's one way of playing a 1-2, but now he's given it away for Ravanelli. A little ball by Ravanelli, and suddenly Juninho is in space on this side, found by Hignett. 20 minutes to go. What a fascinating and possibly exciting 20 minutes we've got in prospect here at the Riverside, with Middlesbrough leading Liverpool by 2 goals to 1. A place in the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola Cup is the prize for the winners. Juninho. And the referee deciding that Matteo Ferdi won the ball with that tackle.
I agree with him again there. That's what they need, no Middlesbrough. They need a bit of possession, Alan. They need a bit of the football.
Emerson's back heeler picks out White. On it goes to Ravanelli, but didn't give him much over control in that one, did he, Derek White?
Yeah, but the back 3 or 5 will be happy that the ball's up this end for a little bit. Gives them a little chance to clear their head a little.
Liverpool's 31st game of the season in various competitions, and they've only lost 4 up to tonight. Let's remind you that you vote for the man of the match tonight by calling us on this number, 0891 11 1101, 0891 11 1101. It's your choice. Liverpool are thinking of replacing Rob Jones. I noticed when the play was going on, he was doing that, all that stretching a few minutes ago, and I don't know whether that's the old back injury that's playing him up again, or simply the fact that being plunged into his first game for 8 months has taken its natural toll, but I think he's coming off. Mark Wright, meantime, wins it back. Go forward again with Robbie Mustoe. Clayton Blackmore looking for Ravanelli. Wright gets it clear. Mustoe picks up the loose ball. Finds Emerson. Liverpool win it back. And that's going to be a corner.
Just fooled David James. I think David James thought it would come off a loser player. He certainly could have gotten across to the ball.
Well, remember how many problems Liverpool had from Middlesbrough's corners in the first half. And this one's played back to Blackmore. Some real power in that shot. That was unusual and almost effective. Fleming's done well there against McAteer. Mustoe. And suddenly Middlesbrough have picked up the pace again here. Dispossessed by Thomas, and the linesman has spotted an infringement. Liverpool get a free kick, and that will be the signal to make their change now. Rob Jones, in his first game for 8 months, remember, will be replaced by a young man for whom this is going to be a night to remember, Jamie Carragher, who won't be 19 until later this month. He's been on the subs bench 4 times this year without getting on before tonight. Normally a midfield player, though he can play at the back as well, and was one of last season's FA Youth Cup winning team.
Well, I've just switched McAteer to his normal position that he's played this season, and he's going to go wing back, right wing back, and Carragher's just gone straight into central midfield area.
We understand it was a groin injury that forced Rob Jones to come off in the end.
Well, that can happen. You've not played for so long, and then you're thrown into a big game like this. Physically very demanding. There's a fair chance that 1 or 2 of your muscles not quite up to working order as yet.
The ball gifted back to Liverpool. Berger. Carragher gets his first touch. Now McAteer. And again. A bit wasteful then. They certainly had a lot of players committed forward, which you'd expect now with the last quarter of an hour underway here, and they're 2-1 behind. Fowler touching it on. But Middlesbrough have it back with Emerson. Defensive positions now. Looks to release Fowler. Got to make a decision here, Vickers, and he made the right one. Goal kick. Let's remind you of our Premiership action coming up this weekend on Super Sunday. It's a repeat, albeit at a different venue, of the third round FA Cup tie. We've got Tottenham Hotspur at home this time to Manchester United. On Sky Sports 1, the programme begins at 3. Time running out for Liverpool to maintain their interest in this season's Coca-Cola. But here's Fowler, the man who can surely get them back into it. And the referee has given a free kick right on the edge of the box and a yellow card to White for that challenge. There's an optimistic shout of penalty from some of the Liverpool fans around us in the main stand here, but the referee had no doubts.
Well, this is the threat. This is an area where any left-footed player would fancy this. And when you look at Fowler and Berger, looks like Fowler saying, I'm having it. He's certainly there. You don't take the top goal scorer out there, there ain't money to be involved.
Kennedy might also fancy a crack at this, an actually left-footed player. Ball will be revealed. It's Fowler into the wall, out to Berger, and the wall again did its job. It's a corner.
Well, a well-called Neil Cox did its job second time round.
Right, and McAteer got in each other's way, and that'll be a goal kick. Liverpool couldn't quite keep it in. Just confirmation of the yellow card for the free kick that preceded that Liverpool corner against Derek White.
Well, that gives them an opportunity to see that wonderful goal. It's a great look at Berger looking across, and it's the perfect ball for anyone making a run into the box.
It's got Liverpool back in the game. Is it going to be enough?
They've almost gone 4 up top now, Liverpool are. McManaman's up there, Berger's up there, Kennedy's up there. They've all joined Fowler.
Kennedy. It's a good-looking ball. Fowler. And suddenly the linesman has flagged here. It will be an offside decision against Fowler just outside the 6-yard box.
I just wonder, had he managed to get out of the way of this, would it have troubled Gary Walsh far more? It's a decent header from Vickers, but this is driven straight back. Well, let's just get caught. If he'd have managed to jump over that, it might well have nestled in the bottom corner.
Middlesbrough know they could be in for a torrid last 10 minutes here at the Riverside as Liverpool press for the goal that would give them the possibility of an Anfield replay in a couple of weeks.
It might not be torrid, but it certainly will be nervy, Alan, in the last 10 minutes.
Juninho giving it away. Berger for Liverpool. Fowler to his right. McManaman to his left. He picks him out, or should have done, but the ball wasn't good enough.
Well, he had to play it with a certain amount of pace to get it past the back three, or get past the retreating defenders. It's lovely movement. Berger's an absolutely acres, and he's really got to play this with a little bit of pace. But he plays it with just a fraction too much. You see McManaman's disappointment. But that was a real threat. They've got to have someone holding Middlesbrough in the midfield area.
To go. Middlesbrough 10 minutes away from an appearance in the League Cup semi-final for only the third time in their history against one of the most successful clubs in the history of the competition. But Liverpool in full flow now. McAteer for that. McManaman. Challenged by Emerson. He's given Liverpool a free kick. Foul on Carragher.
I'm just thinking of what Brian Robson might do to stay in this in any way. I don't think there's anything they can do. But wonder whether he'll think of bringing on Phil Stamp for the last 7 or 8 minutes of this match. Maybe take off Craig Hignett. He's done his job. Stamp with a more defensive head on his shoulders might well be something to do.
Thomas plays the free kick in, and that was a dangerous situation for Middlesbrough. Vickers getting it away for a corner. Incidentally, Emerson was cautioned for that tackle moments ago. Anxious moments for Middlesbrough and their supporters as Liverpool press for the equaliser here. But the home fans trying to lift their team again. Kennedy will take the kick. Hammond hits it skywards. And Middlesbrough get it away.
That's frantic rather than disciplined defending, isn't it? This is the 7 or 8 minutes that might just shape the rest of Middlesbrough season on.
Matteo for Liverpool. Force wide, but finds Kennedy. Berger to Carragher. Game being played in the Middlesbrough half now.
Keeper.
But very good defender.
I was going to say keeper, shout for it. You see, he's telling him. He wanted a call, he needed a call. It was cool defending, but Gary Walsh didn't call.
Berger's there again for Liverpool, trying to release McManaman down the centre. McAteer in support. And again, Middlesbrough with last-ditch defending. Get it away, but only for the ball to come relentlessly back again from Liverpool. McAteer's cross.
Well, they got away with it, Emerson. But at a time like this, with 7 minutes left, I don't care whether you're Pelé at times on the ball. Emerson should just have been playing that over the top, into the corner, have Ravanelli chase it, and just give his defenders a chance.
Wanted some help here from David James, and they made a mess of it. Ravanelli could have wrapped it up then. Well, David James has had a night to forget.
Well, if that's a miss, and it wasn't deflected, but it doesn't look like. I mean, this is what happens so often. When defender and goalkeeper get too close together, well, I just thought Ravanelli was going to stick that in. That's a glorious opportunity. to make the last 6 minutes a comfortable one, Gone. You'd have fancied him under no real pressure. Well, he was a little bit from the retreating defender, but he really should have done better. Fabrizio Ravanelli.
Juninho off, Phil Stamp, just the kind of competitive, hard-tackling little player you want in this situation, takes his place with 6 minutes to go. The first thing he does is win the ball.
More importantly, just help it forward down. That's what they want. Much rather see the ball to the left of the screen as we look, and to the right of it to the Middlesbrough fan. It's been a great cup time.
A reminder of the man of the match telephone number for your vote: 0891 11 11 01, 0891 11 11 01. Liverpool come forward again. Fowler wins the header, but that's easy for Walsh. Well, it's been the original game of two halves. This Middlesbrough very much the better side in the first. Liverpool very much superior in the second, but still, it's Middlesbrough with the lead.
Attempts and goal. How many on target? 2 on target.
Decent ratio. 2 attempts, 2 goals. 5 minutes to go. And Middlesbrough have had such a miserable season in the Premiership. Could be on their way to a 2-leg semi-final unless Liverpool can produce that goal now to give them a replay at least. Liverpool scrapping for every ball a bit too enthusiastically. McAteer on that occasion. He goes flying in to try and win it back, but Fleming has possession for Middlesbrough. And again, good tackle by Carragher. Now White. And this time, Cartwright does get the shout from David James. 4 minutes to go. Middlesbrough 2, Liverpool 1. Anxiety. He'd love to be out there controlling it, Ryan Robson. He can't.
Don't you believe it?
Stand and watch.
He was shattered after the weekend now.
Did make his playing comeback recently, of course. Not far short of his 40th birthday. Carragher plays it into the box, but Liverpool lose out again. Good defending by Cox.
Good header. Couldn't have known too much about what was behind him, but was prepared to knock it back to his goalkeeper. And every little breather like this is so important. I just fancy there might be a minute or two of added time. And I've noticed once or twice in the second half the referee poked his watch.
And Ravanelli tries to make the referee's watch irrelevant, but again has missed the opportunity to tie it up. 3 minutes to go. Fowler for Liverpool. Middlesbrough have it back with White, the captain. Ravanelli's offside. Liverpool will be anxious to get the ball and take the free kick. Time against them.
This is what British Cup tie football is all about. A team hanging on and a team battling forward.
Everyone apart from David James camped inside the Middlesbrough half. But Liverpool can't keep possession. And now Fleming has given it away. Despite the shouts of handball, the referee lets it go on. McAteer. Fowler is in the centre. Vickers gets it away.
Great defensive header there from Vickers. He must have got 20-25 yards on it. Height and distance.
There are only 2 minutes for Liverpool to hang on to their interest in the Coca-Cola Cup. And it's Middlesbrough in possession and on the attack. Great run by Stamp. Dominic Macchio got there ahead of him though. But Liverpool have got to get that ball forward. Patrick Berger for them. Fowler makes a run to his right. And Berger's picked him out. And for once Fowler's control wasn't as accurate as usual. However, Vickers has conceded the corner.
Do they live every moment? There's your answer.
And Liverpool have taken the corner a little bit too quickly. They've got to go back again. Precious seconds have been lost. What a tremendous finale here at the Riverside. Mark Wright tries to get up on the far post. Thomas tries to win the loose ball and then turned over by Matteo. Goal kick. Minute to go. The noise around the Riverside is really something special now.
Right on the back of that shot that went over the bar. They were all up, they were out their seats, watching the corner, wondering what would happen. It was smashed over by Dominic Matteo. Now the voices are in full flow. They think they're there.
With a two-leg semi-final ahead for the winners, and because of the number of major clubs who have already gone out of the competition this season, I think the winners tonight will immediately be installed as favourites to win this trophy. We are approaching the end of 90 minutes, and maybe Liverpool are approaching the end of the Coca-Cola Cup for another season. Middlesbrough, 3 places off the bottom of the Premiership, are seconds away perhaps from toppling the league leaders. It was a competition that Liverpool once dominated, but now they're desperate just to stay in it.
Look at that cheer, did you hear that? As a throw-in from Middlesbrough. Almost as loud as the cheer that greeted the first 2 goals.
Only referee Graham Paul knows how long we've got now. And another huge cheer as Middlesbrough again win possession. They're on their feet. They've looked at their watches. They're imploring the referee to blow that final whistle. This could be a special night indeed for Middlesbrough Football Club. Liverpool, from the days of Bill Shankly, have been taught to play to the final whistle, but there it is. And Brian Robson has won what he described as the biggest match since he took over at Middlesbrough 2.5 years ago. And that, as Andy Gray says, could be the result that begins to turn around Middlesbrough's sad season. It hasn't been sad in the Coca-Cola. They've got a fantastic record, and now they will take that record into the semi-finals. And the draw, remember, comes up here on Sky later tonight. They'll know who their opponents are even before some of these players have got in the bar for their first celebratory drink. David James won't have much to celebrate. His error started the rot for Liverpool. Great finish by the Liverpool-born and former Liverpool spectator Craig Hignett. Then another man who played much of his career on Merseyside, Steve Vickers, made it 2-0. A Steve McManaman goal gave Liverpool some hope, but in the end Middlesbrough clung on despite all the pressure, and these joyous scenes around the Riverside are not shared by David James or Liverpool. They have gone out of the Coca-Cola Cup. Middlesbrough are through to the semi-finals for only the 3rd time ever. The final score then, here on Teesside, Middlesbrough 2, Liverpool 1.
Great night, great cup time. Middlesbrough are through, so too are Wimbledon. We'll have all the night scores very shortly. We'll also be making the draw for the semi-finals over on Sky Sports 1 at around about 10 past, quarter past 10. And the number for man of the match is on your screen, 0891 111101. Give us a call, a lot to talk about.
I have very little time left. I killed firstborns while their mamas watch. I turned cities into salt.
Who are you?
That's a long story.
The Prophecy, tonight at 10 on the Movie Channel.
Quello che vuole, basta che fili. Basta che firmi.
I get teased a lot by cab drivers. I'm sorry, cab drivers, but I do. They sort of say, oh, I saw you on television. Oh, you're Head and Shoulders girl. Oh, I hope there's no dandruff in my cab. Since doing the ad, I've become more conscious of my hair. I always wash my hair every day. I would never turn up at a job without having clean hair.
pH-balanced Head and Shoulders clears dandruff, and it's mild enough to use as often as you want.
I'd much rather people gave me comments about having nice, silky, shiny hair than any other bit of my body, you know, rather than, boy, have you got big thighs.
John Cleese here. The Norwich Union Insurance Company has hired me to tell you that Norwich Union Direct can protect your car and home for less. That's it, really. I'll just check. Norwich Union Direct, protect car and home for less. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed the commercial.
Oi! Come back and finish me off, you wimp! What's the matter? Too spicy for ya!
Pepperami. It's a bit of an animal.
Little tip for you. Best place to pick up a bird like me. Supermarket!
Pepperami gobbler. It's a bit of all right.
Over the last 100 years, man has been obsessed with one thing: making things go fast. Today, we don't even want the flu to slow us down. Lemsip Power Plus gets to work fast because it's absorbed fast. No stronger remedy for cold and flu symptoms has ever been available without prescription.
To celebrate a year of soccer excellence, a star-studded lineup is coming to Sky Sports. Live from the Wembley Conference Centre, your soccer heroes will be presented with awards that pay tribute to their dedication and achievement. The worlds of showbiz and sport come together for this glittering celebration. Don't miss the excitement as the winners are announced and the personalities who thrilled and entertained us receive their acclaim. The Panasonic Sky Sports Soccer Awards 1996, Sunday at 8:30 live on Sky Sports 1.
Big night of boxing coming up on Sky Sports 1 this Saturday at 8:30. 4 world title fights live from Nashville in a big-time boxing special. Amongst them, Britain's WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Henry Akinwande, against Brighton's Scott Welsh. This evening, it was Middlesbrough and Liverpool, also part of that clash Saturday night, incidentally. Terry Norris against Nick Ruper, the championship bout. How about this? A season that has been nothing but misery so far. The odd Coca-Cola Cup tie apart. A wonderful night for those Middlesbrough supporters. They have beaten Liverpool tonight by 2-1. A much more spirited and better performance from Liverpool's second half. They got 1 goal back from McManaman but couldn't find a second. In the end, 4 players went into Graham Poll's book. First half action areas dominated by Middlesbrough. They had the better of the possession as well at the end of 45 minutes, but Liverpool over the 90 had 53%. And look at those action areas second half, 39%. Liverpool's dominance. And the man of the match, in the cause of some debate here, Janino with 26%. I just have won it. I was about to say he has, I think. 21% McManaman. Ravanelli, 25%. and the rest between them, the missing 28%. So let's go back to the Riverside and join George Gavin.
Craig Hignett and Giannino with me. Giannino, how much pleasure do you have in tonight's match and performance?
It's good. It's a good day for the Middlesbrough. Get some champions in the league or in the cups. We did very well tonight against Liverpool. As I think the favourite for win the Coca-Cola Cup. So congratulations for all our team.
Craig, everyone played their part tonight, but it was the unsung heroes who got the vital goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been an ambition of mine to score against Liverpool, being such a big fan of theirs, and they finally did it tonight, so I couldn't be happier.
How much can this revitalise your whole season?
Well, the manager said all along, if we get a good result tonight, it can turn our season all around. I mean, we've got to carry that type of form into the league, which we haven't been doing of late, but hopefully this will give us a bit of confidence to go on and do that.
Was the team hanging on a little bit when Liverpool got a goal back, Giannino?
Yes, Liverpool, the second half did very well. Excellent pass the ball. And our team back too much and give too much space for Liverpool play. I think that's the reason Liverpool play better in the second half.
Can Middlesbrough fear anyone now at all in the semi-finals, Craig?
Well, we've beat Newcastle and we've beat Liverpool, so I don't see why we should. As Little Man said, we were hanging on a little bit there. I mean, after a great first half. But the lads, I thought, dug in really well and we ground out a win.
Tremendous. Well done, both of you. It's another bike for Giannino. How many bikes do you have now?
The second now.
Second bike. I wonder if you can give him the bike then, Craig. Maybe he'll give it to you.
Too big for a minute. Too big. There you go, mate.
Well done. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
There'll soon be enough for the whole family. 2 then for Giannino now. Mountain bikes, that is. The other a quarter-final tonight. Wimbledon have beaten Bolton by 2-0. Akoku and Leonardson. And in the Scottish Premier, Celtic 6, Kilmarnock 0. The final score 3 there for Cadet. He completed his hat-trick in the 90th minute. And of course, we're making the draw for the semi-finals over on Sky Sports 1 at around about 10:15 in the Sky Sports Centre. Barry Venison has been with us tonight. That was a rare old tussle, that, Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah, Middlesbrough did well. I mean, they went at it really, blazing guns the first half, set the tempo, unsettled Liverpool. Liverpool, as we thought, the second half, come back, got a little bit of stability to the play, got forward, got the goal, and for the last 20 minutes, Middlesbrough's back to the walls, have done very well.
Do you think Middlesbrough did enough in that first half to deserve the win?
I think so, but I mean, you've definitely got to credit Middlesbrough for the way they went about the job. It's the David James rig, but...
Well, that was the first of 2 or 3. It just
I think
wasn't his night,
I was just going to say that set the tempo for Liverpool. They're all a little bit slack, not too positive with the passing, a little bit unsure what's going on. But on top of all that, they've got Middlesbrough kicking the backs to the heels, they're right there all the time, they're squeezing them, pressing them, and right at an area where Liverpool, you can't really afford to lose the ball, which is around the edge of the box.
It's a man who used to clean your boots, I think, Craig Hignett.
He did. I think the roles will be reversed shortly. It's a great goal for him. He's a lovely lad, and he's been in and out the side a little bit at Middlesbrough, and it's obviously a big night for him scoring against Liverpool.
2-0, Vickers got the second. Well, at this stage, Liverpool were all over the place, weren't they?
They were. And Middlesbrough would be delighted to go in 2-0 up. The cushion's there. If they went in 1-0, he would have, you know, we knew Liverpool were going to change the pattern.
It meant to them as well. Brian Robson was absolutely delighted, wasn't he?
This is the kind
very animated towards the end as well.
Sorry, this is the kind of player that Liverpool are capable of, but that was one flash in the first half. We saw a lot more of it the second half. But they just didn't do enough to earn the right to be in the game in the first half. Roy Evans would be very disappointed. He'd be pleased with the effort that was put in the second half, but he'd be very disappointed with the lack of application in the first half.
But it did change second half. We wondered during the break if Middlesbrough could keep it up, the pace and the way that they'd gone about the business, harrying Liverpool in their defensive third.
The pace was always going to tell, the way they set out. They set out like a house on fire. And it just takes the odd one in the chain. If there's not 11 doing it and pressing all at the same time, it just takes the odd one. And Liverpool, with the ability they've got and the experience that they've got in games like this, they're going to pick you off and get through you. And they did that far too many times for Middlesbrough to be comfortable in the second half. But like we said, they've hung on, they've showed an awful lot of grit and determination and togetherness to get the result.
And if you let them do that, that is often the outcome.
Well, Berger's played a couple of great balls tonight. That's one of them. That's one that made the goal. The other one was for Robbie Fowler. And it's stuck away lovely.
They're in a pretty worrying spell, I would have thought, Liverpool, for their manager.
Well, we talked about seeing Liverpool down at Southampton a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't play particularly well. It's not the standard that you expect of Liverpool over the last couple of decades. The standards have slipped slightly. Everybody goes through a little bit of a blip. Brian Robson's delighted. It means an awful lot to him. He wants this to kick-start his season. They're down at the wrong end of the table. They've spent an awful lot of money, and this is the kind of results they need week in, week out. This is the kind of togetherness that they need, because I think that's the hardest I've seen Ravanelli work in a long time. He really hassled and harried up front, a lot of times by himself.
You want that form then to be converted into league form, but often it can work the other way. Players start to think about semi-finals and then maybe Wembley. So you've got to be careful how you harness it, haven't you?
Well, you've got to be careful that the cup run doesn't paper over the cracks in the league, because I've been a victim of that myself. I think it was the Coca-Cola, no it wasn't, it was the Milk Cup years ago, and we ended up actually getting relegated that year, because you feel
with
the fans...
Sunderland, yes.
That's with
That's right,
Sunderland, the fans feel they're onto something good, and you kind of forget about it. You push the results to the side, the league results, and all of a sudden you're caught up down the bottom three, you're in a little bit of trouble. I can't see that happening at Middlesbrough, because Brian Robson's far too professional. He's been in the game a long time, and he's got far too much talent there to let him be in that position.
2 up at half-time, as we said. The first from Craig Hignett. We've heard from him since how much it meant. A Liverpool boy. It was his ambition to score against Liverpool, and by the looks of the desire there, Barry, that was the case, wasn't it?
Yeah, he showed a lot of determination. He's read the situation, he's used his head, he's fobbed them off.
And his strength.
Exactly. He's dragged the ball to one side. On his weaker foot, slotted it. Lovely. Great goal for him. I'm really pleased for him.
And Vickers got the second, an unlikely source, really. Great finish, but what about the marking?
Terrible marking. What Liverpool do, they have done over the years, is mark zones. But in those zones, when the ball comes in your zone, what you've got to do is attack it. And unfortunately, Liverpool didn't, and specifically, Mark Wright didn't get anywhere near his man.
And for the youngsters watching who wouldn't know what you mean, mark zones, just briefly explain that.
Mark zones means rather than pick up a particular man or a number or a shirt, just Liverpool mark the zones right along the 6-yard box. There's only one ball, as Ronnie Moran's phrase, he's used it for years and years. If the ball comes in your area, you attack it. There's no way that your opposition...
Forget about the players then.
Exactly. Don't pick up a man, because a man can drag you somewhere else. Just pick up that zone and make sure you dominate that area, which is what Mark Wright didn't do, and they paid the penalty.
But when they got it right, midway through the second half, they were devastating. Cut through Middlesbrough here. With one-touch football, it was glorious to watch, wasn't
it? This is them at the best, yeah. This is when you love seeing Liverpool play on the floor, and they've got all the skill and flair and awareness. And the movement's so important. And you can see the shirts moving. It's just a little pass and move all the time. That's what Liverpool's been built on over years and years. And the final pass is the killer pass. Steve McMahon's gone in front of his man. Very cool finish.
That was around about the 70th minute. There were 20 minutes left. You'd have put a few pounds on Liverpool getting a second. So that says a lot about the way Middlesbrough not just contained them, but found the desire to win the tie tonight.
Definitely. And that particular move, when Liverpool get in that kind of gear, you know, they can tear anybody apart. And with a long time to go, 20 minutes is an awful long time. As soon as that goal's gone in, I'm sure Brian Robson's went, oh, dearie me, 20 minutes. But they've hung on. They've hung on. There's been 11 men out there. For
we started briefly to talk about Liverpool and what must be a worrying run for Roy Evans. They are top, but that's not the sort of performance they would have wanted tonight, nor the result. How do they react to that, do you think?
Well, most importantly was the result. That's what he went to Middlesbrough for. A good result would have been a draw. That's no problem. He would have settled for that. He's got a couple of key players out. But I think when he goes back and analyses the performance, not just that performance tonight, specifically the first half, but over the last few weeks have been well below the standard we've come to expect.
So what's missing then, would you say?
I don't know. Teams go through blips. Manchester United's been through, that's the current word, isn't it, the blip. But I don't know. I think what they've got to do is they've got to start stringing performances together. They'll look as if they're dominating games, but they're not really threatening too much. I think there's a lot of emphasis placed on Robbie Fowler. We've got the re-emergence of Stan Collymore, but unfortunately for Liverpool, Stan's still a little bit in and out. I don't think there's a consistency right throughout the team from back to front. David James has probably been the one most consistent player apart from John Barnes, and tonight it just wasn't his night.
Just wasn't, was it? So then how do you explain where Middlesbrough can find a performance that they needed against Newcastle to win that tie, and again one like that tonight, and yet in between times it's been missing for them?
Well, I don't know. I think that's something Brian Robson's going to have to address. He knows what those players that he's brought are capable of. He's seen it against the top teams in the league, Newcastle and Liverpool. Yeah, it was at the Riverside, but they've pulled out 2 magnificent performances and 2 great results. Now, if they can do it there, why can't they do it away from home, and why can't they do it more consistently?
Well, maybe Brian Robson has got some answers. He's waiting to talk to us. He is with George Gavin.
Brian, what does that result mean to you and the club?
I think it means a lot to us. I mean, that keeps our season going. Hopefully that'll instill the confidence for the boys to pick up in the league. But, I mean, they've proved in the cup competitions now that, you know, the league position is low, and we know that we're better than that. But you've got to work hard in football games to achieve results. They worked hard in the last 2 cup games against Newcastle and Liverpool, and we've got to put that into the league now.
Were you on the ropes a bit in the second half?
I just heard Barry Venison say there, I've sort of keep looking at my watch for the last 20 minutes. I think I've aged 6 months in the last 20 minutes.
Well, you're 40 soon, aren't you? But still playing?
Yeah, I've had the 1 game, but the body's wrecked again for another couple of months. But no, I mean, that's a very important result for us. You know, hopefully that instills a confidence for the lads. What I've got to do now is pick them up and prepare them for Saturday.
After beating Newcastle and Liverpool, can you fear anybody in the semi-finals?
No, I've always said when I've got my full side out, I know we can be a match for anybody. So as long as we stay away from injuries now, when I've got that side out, I know that we can do well against anybody.
And just a word about Kevin Keegan up the road. Were you as surprised as everybody else was that he left today?
Yes, I was. I mean, Kevin's done a fantastic job with Newcastle. I know he takes it to heart when he hasn't actually won anything, and I think, you know, that probably is the main thing, priority for Kev, that he wanted to win something. But even though he hadn't achieved that so far, you know, he has done a great job of building Newcastle United up.
Well done tonight. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks very much.
Sentiments I think that Barry Venison would echo, one of Kevin Keegan's early signings at St James's Park. There's more to come from that story, you feel, do you?
Yeah, I think it'll just maybe just leak out and leak out. There'll be little bits and bobs here and there. Obviously, everybody wants Kevin's full side of the story. He'll come and tell us what it's all about when he's ready and fit, and when he spent time with his family and got his head together and got his health back, because I think that's the major issue here. One of the major issues is definitely his health.
Well, we wish him well, of course. Congratulations to Middlesbrough and Wimbledon, who have won the other quarter-final tie tonight. A reminder, we'll be making the draw for the semi-finals in the Sky Sports Centre over on Sky Sports 1 just after 10 o'clock. But right now, let's get our minds on Sunday night. Big night for us here at Sky Sports, a football gala night, Sunday at 8:30. Our Sky Sports Soccer Awards, live from the Wembley Conference Centre, presented by Anna Walker and Andy Gray. And Barry, we talked recently at Southampton about the Player of the Year. Where would your vote go?
Well, I've got to agree with Andy. You know, it's got to go with Mr. Shearer. I think consistently, I think
across the year, 1996.
Across the year, I think what he's done for Newcastle, what he did at Blackburn, specifically what he did for England, I thought he was fantastic in the summer and those internationals. I think he's been a credit to himself and the country.
It's often the case that a player would have a good second half to a season and not start so well next time around, but that hasn't been the case with him, has he? From start to finish in Blackburn and England and Newcastle colours, he's just been magnificent.
Yeah, but he had a great move, didn't he? He had probably what he would class as his dream move, coming to Newcastle. He's playing for a side in his hometown, played great football, created a load of chances. So it's been an ideal move for him. Today's obviously a big blow for him personally, but I think you know, throughout his career, this season he's been outstanding. And you can always rely on Alan Shearer to get your goals, whichever team he plays for.
Is he an obvious winner, or are there other candidates that might
No,
push
he's an obvious winner. I mean, there's other people around. You know, people like Robbie Fowler's done well.
Cantona's contribution to Manchester United's double-double, presumably.
David Beckham's come on leaps and bounds this season, and you know, the whole year. We've got stars to come right through.
The more debate there is, isn't there?
There is. There's a lot of players out there.
David Seaman.
Well, maybe he's doing a little bit of an injustice.
David Seaman.
David Seaman got the MBE, OBE, so he's quite happy. He'll be happy with that.
And what about the manager across the year? Who's had the best achievement?
This is a little bit, well, it's not more difficult, but it's open to debate again. I think Peter Reid's done a fantastic job at Sunderland. I think he's done wonders there on very limited resources. And when you're talking about limited resources, you've got to look at Wimbledon, Joe Kinnear. You know, he's done it year after year after year. And this year, at the minute, he's sitting right up the top of the table.
Right now, they're competing in 3 competitions.
But I think to finish it off, I think you've got to say Alex Ferguson, because what he's achieved, the double-double, I mean, it's fantastic what he's achieved. Yes, he's had a lot of money.
There are those that would say, well, he's every right to do that. He's got the resources, he's got the players, so maybe you'd look elsewhere, but you're not one of those.
But without wishing to sound unkind, Kevin Keegan had a lot of resources. He had £60 million to spend at Newcastle, and he hasn't quite achieved what Alex Ferguson's done for the last few years.
So again, some debate there, you would feel?
Yeah, I think it'll go on and on, especially if you get Andy Gray involved.
Don't forget the draw for the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola Cup we will be making in the Sky Sports Centre very shortly now over on Sky Sports 1. So, coming up, the Sports Centre on 1, including that draw. Friday night football this weekend. It's Stoke against Birmingham City from the Victoria Ground. 2 teams in the Midlands pushing for promotion and hard. Stoke City against Birmingham. That's Sky Sports 3, of course. Super Sunday this weekend. How about that? A repeat of the 3rd round FA Cup tie. So soon for Tottenham. Real chance for revenge there. Will Ramon Vega play? We'll find out in Super Sunday this weekend, 3 o'clock at White Hart Lane. The Scottish football at 7 o'clock on... when is that? Sky Sports 1 on Monday. St Johnstone against Partick. That is Sky Sports 1, 7 o'clock on Monday. This evening, Middlesbrough came into what Brian Robson described as the most important night of his career at the Riverside Stadium, and they have beaten Liverpool by 2-1. They're into the semi-finals. So too are Wimbledon, who went to Bolton and won by 2-0. Don't forget the stories behind that second quarter-final tie in the Sky Sports Centre over on 1 very shortly now. And we will also be making the draw then for the semi-finals of the Coca-Cola Cup. So we'll see you in about 5 or 10 minutes over on 1. For the time being, it's goodbye for now.
February, the shortest month. That's not short on great sporting action. Cricket, England continue their tour of New Zealand. Snooker, the International Open. Golf, the Dubai Classic, the South African Open, and the South African PGA. Football, the season's first silverware gets closer with the first leg of both Coca-Cola Cup semi-finals. Table-topping Premiership action as surprise package Wimbledon aim to gun down London neighbours Arsenal.
What a smashing goal!
The road to Wembley continues with the world's greatest knockout tournament. It's the 5th round of the FA Cup. And on the 12th, it's an Italian job for Glenn Hoddle's unbeaten England as they face the might of one of Europe's top sides in a crucial World Cup qualifier. Superb live sporting action for February on Sky Sports.
As the UK's #1, Lund Poly give more discounts on more holidays than any other travel agent. Lund Poly, a better way to get away.
New V40. Underneath, it's a Volvo.
Royal Insurance and Sun Alliance have merged. Gossip's not where it used to be, is it?
Royal Sun Alliance. Together, we'll serve you better.
Ah, Beecham. Beecham's actually... I've never seen a heavier dose of flu.
You should be in bed with Flu Plus.
Beecham's new extra-strong lemon drink. Behind that soothing lemony taste, there's enough strength to tackle your worst cold and flu symptoms. Thank you, Beecham. Call me Beachy.
Flu Plus certainly helped him come out fighting.
Sayonara.
Beecham's Flu Plus, our new flu fighter.
Keeping Britain as warm as toast. Colite, Britain's best-selling smokeless coal.
I'm all out. Can I have one of yours?
If you're determined to cut out smoking, ask your pharmacist. Nicorette. Enjoy life without cigarettes.
This is Sky Sports 3.
Hello, I'm Rocco Mediate, and this is my family. Welcome to the PGA Tour National Headquarters in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. As the 1997 season fast approaches, so does the first episode of Inside the PGA Tour. Today we're going to take a tour of the National Headquarters. Come on with us.
Good morning, Rocco.
Good morning.
Nice to see you again.
Good to be here. I have my entire family. I have my dad, Tony, my mom, Donna, my wife, Linda, my son, Rocco, Nico, and Marco sucking his thumb in a stroller. He's having fun. And we're about to start our tour of the National Headquarters. We're also about to start the 13th season of Inside the PGA Tour. Next.
This week on Inside the PGA Tour, Tiger Woods has taken the sports world by storm, and he's determined to remain focused.
For me, it's pride. You know, I can't see myself shoot a high number. And if I'm going that way, I'm going to try like heck to reverse it. And that's just me.
Hitting the internet is just one of the new developments fans can look for this year on the PGA Tour.
We've got some great things planned throughout the year for 1997 to expand the site on a monthly basis to keep people coming back.
And the best of the best kick off the 97 season with this week's Mercedes Championships.
I think some of the pivotal holes of La Costa are pretty much the finishing holes. When you look at 16, 17, and 18, you're looking at very, very important holes that can really turn around the tournament.
This is the season premiere of Inside the PGA Tour.
Welcome back to the show. We're at the PGA Tour Photo Lab checking out some of my pictures. What do you think, guys?
With Tiger.
It's unbelievable. Everybody's caught up with Tiger Mania, even my own children.
So without further ado, our 1996 Sportsman of the Year, Tiger Woods.
Last month, Tiger Woods was named Sports Illustrated's 1996 Sportsman of the Year. After the presentation, Inside sat down with golf's newest superstar to talk about golf, his goals, and life.
If I can leave one legacy in golf, is I want to make golf look like America, a melting pot, because it's a game that I think we all should be able to play. If we so choose to play it, it shouldn't be restricted to anyone. How come anyone in the world, or I say anyone in the United States, can go over to a hoop and play? You know, that's how I want to make golf very accessible to the public, and especially the kids, because the kids, you know, they love to play sports, they love enjoyment, and to deny them this, it's a crime to enjoy a sport if they so choose to play it. That should be a right to every kid. There's no point even going to a tournament if you don't think you can win or you will win. That's just something I've always had my entire life. My father was the same way when he played. He passed on that, you know, that desire to me. That's just something I can't stand. I wasn't the best that week. And you always strive to be the best. And coming second, there's always one person who beats you. And to me, that's not right. My parents are basically everything. They're the number one priority in my life. My dad's not only, he's my father, he's my best friend, he's the president of my company. He's everything. And my mom is, how can I say it? She's the base. She's always rock solid. No matter if I need her or not, she'll always be there. And that, you don't find that very often in families nowadays. not going to predict that I'm going to do this or that. But I will say one thing, though, that will always be a constant. I will try 110% every tournament I play in. I will give it my all. And whether that's finishing dead last in a tournament or finishing first, that will always remain a constant. I will never give up. I always will try. And that's all I can do. It's kind of tough to beat. Probably almost impossible to beat Nicklaus's record. But you can be the best ever in different ways. It doesn't always have to be in golf. It can be the best ever parent. It can be the best ever friend. It can be, for me, as with making golf look like America, you can do different things, but I just want to always be the best because that's just me. Whether it's the best in school, the best in a stupid card game, doesn't matter. I always want to win. I always want to be the best.
Does everybody know what time it is?
It's time for this week's Inside Trivia question.
That's right. Can anybody tell me who was the last player to win his first official start in the PGA Tour? Was it Robert Gamez, Ben Crenshaw, Davis Love, or Ernie Els?
We'll have the answer later in the show, but next, the rigors of Q School.
Welcome back to the show. I'd like to introduce everybody to Len Watson. He's busy setting up the PGA Tour's new website.
Hey, Rocco, welcome.
Good to see you.
Glad to have you. Matter of fact, we're working on your page right now.
Make it nice, make it good.
Oh, it'll be
Exciting.
absolutely terrific. PGAtour.com is going to bring so much to golf fans everywhere, around the world, because they're going to have access to all the tournaments and all the players. So we're looking forward to it. Anything you'd like to look at?
Yeah, I'd love to see the results of this year's Q School, but I don't know how to use one of these things. I'm kind of illiterate when it comes to computers. But
Well,
I think these two guys might be able to help us.
maybe they
Show
can
them how
do
to do it. Don't fight.
Ooh, see, they can.
Go ahead, press it.
Realizing the dream of making the PGA Tour is a difficult process. It takes 3 strenuous stages, 14 rounds of golf. Each of the first 2 stages ends the dreams of more than half the field. At the final 6-round stage of the qualifying tournament in December, 188 players fought for PGA Tour membership cards. Even veterans long removed from Q School remember the stress.
Well, very simply, the qualifying school is, if you don't make it, what are you going to do for the year?
At the qualifying school, it's funny, you know, you start the week off and everybody's pretty friendly, everybody's talking to you. Hey, how's it going? How you hitting it? Good round yesterday. Then Sunday, heads down, you know, nobody notices anybody else.
Fresh faces coming up for the first time and veterans needing to re-earn their playing privileges fought to place in the top 40 in ties, thereby earning their cards. La Purísima Golf Club along California's Central Coast provided the final testing ground, but all eyes focused not on the scenery, but on the looming leaderboard. The nervous anticipation of waiting for results to come in made Q School Week simply exhausting. Enduring the tension early, 28-year-old Paul Claxton seemed ready for the big show by jumping out to the 3rd-round lead. But even the cool Georgian fell prey to the intense pressure that surrounds Q School. Paul dropped 7 strokes and went from contending for medalist honors to just fighting for his card. Claxton's slide cleared the way for a run by the elder statesman of the field, 48-year-old Alan Doyle. The owner of a small Georgia driving range surged to a tie atop the leaderboard going into the last round. But would the last round ever happen? Rain postponed Monday's final round. Meanwhile, those on the bubble waited for a final chance to move past the ominous cut line. The wait continued early Tuesday.
Where it stands right now, we are going to wait until 11 o'clock to make a decision to play or not play today.
I'm trying to keep myself pumped up, ready to go out there and play. When in the back of my head, I'm saying, let it rain, let it rain. You know, it's a hard thing to deal with. The course is soaking wet. And in a way, I really don't want to go back out there again. I'm dry right now, and I feel pretty good. But if we got to go back out, just got to put that thinking cap back on and go out there.
We are going to cancel the 6th round and revert back to 5th round scores for PGA Tour membership and Nike Tour membership.
Those at even par or better could celebrate their future.
Not much else to say. I'd like to just jump through the roof.
Alan Doyle and Jimmy Johnston shared the co-medalist honors. Paul Claxton barely earned his card.
You don't really come out here with those thoughts in mind. You want one of those 40 and ties, but of course, after 4 rounds, I was in good shape, and I felt if I could have another couple of pretty good rounds, I'd have a shot at it. But again, that isn't what your first thought in mind is. You want to make it, and I did, and I'm thrilled.
The tournament was a special relief for former PGA Tour tournament winners who had to earn their way back to the tour after struggling through down years.
My stomach's already feeling better. Yeah, it's been a long, sometimes miserable week, but all in all, I came here and, you know, my goal was to improve my status, and I did that.
But some recognizable names weren't so fortunate. These players will have to scramble for chances to play by way of sponsor exemptions. But for those blessed few who survived Hell Week,
it's finally over. Hey, nice going.
Thankfully, Mother Nature brought Judgment Day early. Coming up next on Inside the PGA Tour, the temperature is rising in anticipation of the 1997 season.
A fight for the heavyweight championship of the world.
I believe it's going to be the toughest fight of my life.
Scott Welch.
I believe I've got the tools to beat him.
Takes on world champion Henry Akinwande.
I'm going to knock him out.
On the same night, Colin McMillan defends his British featherweight title against Paul Ingle. And Britain's Kevin Lushing challenges Felix Trinidad for the IBF welterweight world title. Big time boxing, Saturday night from 8:30 live on Sky Sports 1.
I'm headed for a world title.
No matter how smart you are, there's no way of knowing what's going to happen over the next 3 years. But if Daewoo carried out your servicing for 3 years with a courtesy car, and Daewoo provided 3 years total AA cover, and a 3-year comprehensive warranty, and 3 years insurance, all without costing a penny extra, now that would be smart. No headaches for the next 3 years? That'll be the Daewoo driver.
Don't pay £30 for travel insurance when you book your holiday. General Accident Direct could halve that to under £15, leaving you more money for those holiday essentials.
Introducing the latest 3 for 2s at Boots.
Well, good night, everybody. I said good night. Hello? Pop? Mary Sue? Is that you, Grandpa? Well, good night, me. Good night, you.
You want a holiday for all the family? We've got Daltons of them.
Sunday at 9 on Sky 1.
Don't unlock doors you're not prepared to go through.
I'm gonna need some protection, Scully.
Mulder! The phenomenon is back.
You know how important Agent Mulder is to the equation.
You know what killed him, don't you?
A brand new series.
Mulder is coming after you.
Who?
The man you left for dead. He's alive.
Let them go! Kill me!
The X-Files, part of the new Super Sunday lineup on Sky 1.
Who was the last player to win his first official start on the PGA Tour? With his mother and father looking on, Robert Gomez electrified the crowd when he won the 1990 Tucson Chrysler Classic. The 21-year-old, whose brother was carrying his bag, beat Mark Calcavecchia by 4 strokes.
That's just so funny. Welcome back. Our next stop on the tour, PGA Tour headquarters, is the office of Ruffin Beckwith.
Rocco, how are you?
Hi, Ruffin. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Hey, guys.
Ruffin is working on one of the most exciting projects to ever happen in golf.
Rocco, that's true. We believe that the new World Golf Village, which is under construction about 20 miles from here on Interstate 95, is one of the most exciting and